third, that one. And Warragul and Wonthaggi. The first quarter is about to get underway.
Let's quickly do a quick around the grounds for Harvey Norman Friendship.
Yes.
Saying the AFL is quarter time. Gold Coast Suns 3-4-22 leading Hawthorn 2-1-13 quarter time.
Well, to start in the middle of the ground for the Redlegs, it's Brian up against Chumpy Poons in there as well, along with Tom Bryan, and no Russell Cowan to start off with. Matt Corbett's the other one in there. Joel Suter's in there for the Tigers, along with the captain Ryan Tatterson and Zach Anderson, the ball winner. The two ruckmen will go at it. Newsel up against Gilroy, and first quarter from the Morwell Rec Reserve in round 11 is underway. Newsel got the tap down. It was picked off though by Corbett. Got a handball backwards there to White. He gets around a couple of defenders. His kick goes out towards the wing direction, and coming the other way is Albanese, who took a strong mark but put a knee straight into his teammate's sternum and has put Josh Scott down, and his kick from Albanese was turned over as Sean White took a strong mark. He handballed out the back to Cowan, got around the tackler Hillier and also Rosado the tackler. He did run a long way. The kick goes to half forward. Albanese pushed his opponent out in Robinson as made a good point as Scott comes off in the opening 30 seconds of play. Robinson's kick's a shocker. Newsel gets down, couldn't quite pick it up. Head over the football there was Kenny, and he's been pinged for holding the ball.
Good pressure there from Zach Anderson. Wins in his team a free kick, half-back flank, switches a play straight away, finds Grinstead Jones on right half-back flank, plays on inside, goes back outside, has it running Jacobson, lets the ball bounce, goes back into the corridor, dangerous pass. Newsel equal to the task and takes a sliding mark. Still only 5 metres forward of his half-back flank. Handballs backwards to Jacobson. His kick has gone off the side of the boot. Turnover. Falls in the hands of Ricky Tatnell. Ducks inside Jacobson. Handballs into Robinson. Robinson lines up from 50 metres out for a goal. There's the first one on the board. You've got to hit the targets, boys, when you come down to the back line, because that's the end result when you turn the ball over. Link Robinson back in the side, gets Bairnsdale's first.
Yeah, it was just a poor turnover back through the middle from Jacobson. That's all it was. And if you're going to turn the footy over, that's not the place where you want to turn it over, and Bairnsdale made them pay.
We've only played a minute, just coming up to the 2-minute mark now in the first quarter, and on the Harvey Norman computers, Gippsland scoreboard, that's a lead of 6 points to Bairnsdale. 1 goal straight, 6 more will get the score. Nathan, Chris, quickly, you said the wind was going towards the Travis Street end. He kicked that from 53 metres. That was a nice kick.
Good kick, wasn't it?
Into the breeze. Gilroy and Newsel. Gilroy got his hands on it. Corbett's first to gather it. Shrugs one tackler, lost the football. The umpire said play on. Now they jump on top of him. Cantrell says that's my free kick. Holding the ball, the umpire agrees. And Zach Cantrell in the middle of the ground. Has Newsel in the middle, decides to go down the line inside forward. 50 McDonald presents over the back. Is Timms, swoops on it, does one, don't argue, lost the football, play on again, said the umpire. Radfield was back there, stood up in the tackle. He handballed backwards there to the big fellow in Hamilton. His kick goes towards the boundary line. This is Cantrell, good little handball from the Tigers, goes to Jacobson, who puts it on the left boot close to the boundary line, and then the ball travels over. Absolute shocker. He's normally a beautiful kick, is James Jacobson. The first one turnover resulted in a goal. The second one is out on the full as Bairnsdale bring the ball back in. Flying from the back is Tatnell, can't bring it to ground. Anderson puts his head over the ball, tackles straight away. First tackle was around the shoulder. Plays on quickly, back to Tatterson. Tatterson switches a play through the centre of the ground. Has Grinstead Jones. He goes a shallow inside 50. Brandon McDonald lets it bounce in front of him. Has Braden Radford there putting the pressure on. Knocks the ball towards the boundary. As players were appealing for delivered out of bounds. The umpire said there was enough pressure there to wind up being a boundary throw. 40 metres around from Morwell's goal at the Travis Street end in that forward pocket. Link Robertson getting the first goal for the Redlegs. They lead by 6 points. It's a short throw in. Drop down. Hillier was there. Handballed out. Hamilton has to bend over and pick it up. Kick got smothered by Rosado. Hillier goes again. At ground level with a whistle. And the umpire said it's gone over, has it? No, free kick to Rosado or Hillier? No one knows. Hillier will take it. He's a goal sneak. So he's inside forward 50 is Hillier. I'll have a shot. The breeze. I don't know if he's got the distance from there. He starts it to the left. Oh, don't worry about the distance. The accuracy. And on I've just been kicked out of the family.
And I've been brought into the family. I said back yourself and have a shot.
It was a good goal there from Hillier, but I liked the way they spread and moved the ball out the other side of the ground to get into their forward 50. It was Pepper Pig who got it out on that other side and just getting the ball switched and get some quicker ball movement into their forward 50.
And the scores are level at 1 goal straight, 6 points apiece on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. We played 4 3/4 minutes in this first quarter. Not that I get a Christmas present from him, but I'm never going to get one ever again. Through the middle, the Tigers go. Suter to Tennyson, over the top to Rosado. They get to 50. Floods one tackle. Rosado has a shot from 40. It's going away for a minor score. Good clean build-up from the Tigers there. They look clinical through the middle. It started with Suter with a handball just to open things up from that stoppage. A minor score, and on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland sees the Tigers now lead by 1 point. As is Radford back there to bring that in. It is. He thumps it. It's a shallow, sort of a daisy cutter type kick. Timms dropped the mark he should have taken. Musil handball to Suter. He didn't have it. Play on to the umpire. Flicks it out to Giath. He kicks around his body. Back goes Somerville. McDonald was there. Handballs to Tatterson. He got closed on quickly. Then he just found a little bit of room. He put it on the boot and Linton dropped the chest mark. McGrath's on the goal line. Steps around his body and puts it through. Paddy McGrath gets his first of the afternoon.
I don't reckon Darren Martin would be too happy with that one, boys. Just 2 more players sitting on there winning the goal score. There isn't at the coldface here at the minute. Just around the pack, small, just getting their hands on it first and linking out really low with his hands. And Linton probably should have taken them off, but they just had the numbers around the footy to clean up and finish well.
It's a 7-point lead to Morwell at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard sees Morwell 2-1-13, leading Bairnsdale 1 goal straight 6. Now, if you just keep an eye on Josh Scott come off in that opening 30 seconds with a knee to the solar plexus or into the back, the sternum, wherever it might have been. He's back or sternum? Well, back. Well, by the time the knee got through his front part of his chest, it ended up in his back.
You've done wrong twice today, Darren. That's unreal.
That won't happen again, though. Ball back in the middle, spills out the way of Bairnsdale, but Morwell gather through Albanese. And then a link-up play from Anderson finds Grinstead Jones. His kick to the wing goes through the hands of Giath. Has to go back and get it. Albanese follows up his work and creates a stoppage on the outer wing. Just how bad is the breeze down there, Nathan? We've seen a couple of drop marks, and I'm not too sure. Is it affecting the way the ball's going through the air at the moment? Well, not that bad.
There is a bit more than you think. I reckon it'd be 2 or 3 goals down Morwell's end.
Listeners might be able to hear that. Yeah, how it affects Mike. Certainly can hear it. We've had a couple of easy drop marks. The umpire's pinged a free kick from this little play where Tatterson for the Tigers has it on his half-forward flank. The kick will go inside 50. McDonald will lead and present. He got tunnelled a little bit. Play on again. Over the top. Anderson nearly had a run on it. Good work back there by Brian. The handball clear. George now goes and attacks it well for the Redlegs. His kick outside his defensive 50 to relieve some pressure towards the boundary line. And following it out there was Kenny for the Bairnsdale side and Musil for the Tigers, but it goes over. We've got a boundary throw in. 7.5 minutes into the first quarter. It's the Tigers 2-1-13. Bairnsdale 1 straight 6, and that's on your Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard.
Gilroy works the ball to the front of the pack, but players converge on the ball. We'll have another ball up on true centre wing as the people that are here and for the listeners, the construction's just about to get underway for the new facilities on the outer side there. As clearance there from Bairnsdale, looked to be through Radford. Handball over the top of the head through Ethan East, goes inside 50. Robinson on the left, we know he's good from distance. This time can't bring it back.
Another big kick. Talk about distance. Does that with ease.
A quick kick in comes from Morwell, finding Zach Cantrell. Left back pocket, tips one over the top. Working there is Kennedy. Has to give it back to Cantrell because it bounced in front of him. His kick towards Siddle also bounced in front of him. Pressure comes from Cam Pullen. Advantage who aggressive in the tackle. Hold on too long. Play on quickly through the back half. Through Suter. Looking for Giath. Goes over his head. Hillier can't gather at the first attempt. Putting pressure on there is Giath and Hillier. Could turn the ball over. Callaway can't pick it up on the first attempt and we'll have a ball up just inside 50 on Morwell's right half forward flank, left half forward flank, I don't know, it's on the half forward flank.
I tell you one thing, young Berkeley McFarlane certainly has learnt how to handball from his old man, Jason McFarlane was a great handball at Berkeley, just set him a lot there across half-back. Giap tried to sell some candy, couldn't do so. Over the back there was Musil to squeeze a handball out to Albanese. He gets it over the top, missed. If Suter was there, ducked his head, then he got a handball out. Goes again, does Suter. Sean White's in there for the Bairnsdale side. He got wrapped up by two Tigers and won the ball up. Centre half forward, attacking side for the Tigers. They lead at the moment by 6 points. As Musil and the big ruckman there, Steele go up. Over the back there was Robinson. His kick was partially smothered. Attacking hard across half-back was Corey Timms. Gave the handball to Steele and then Steele missed it. There's a free kick with the legs to the Greeny Pig. Pepper Pig. He doesn't. He's not too high off the ground, but he did fall over on that occasion. As Grinstein Jones puts it towards the target inside. East goes up and spoils. Lost the football there with the Bairnsdale side, and now Musil comes in. Siddle handball to Suter. A beautiful handball to Callaway. He runs directly straight to the goals and puts it through the middle, and the Tigers have 3 in a row.
I'll tell you, he's had an excellent start, boys, and that's Joe Suter. How good's his first 5 or 10 minutes been in this game? He's winning it at the coalface, but I love the way his handballs are just quick handballs, no think, just get it straight out, and he just sets them up. He puts them into space, and Morwell's right on top here. They're winning it everywhere at the minute.
Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. We've played 10 minutes into the first quarter. Morwell 3-1-19, leading Bairnsdale 1-1-7. Inside 50s at the moment. Boys is 7-2.
Yeah, no real differences in the structure of these two sides at the moment. They're playing 6 forwards on 6 defenders, keeping them back. There's no real high press. It's just good one-on-one contested footy in the middle of the ground. And at this stage, well, the Tigers are just getting their hands on the footy first. And Musil this time will go up against Steele. Musil taps it down. Rosato's in the front spot again. Bryan comes across. Handball backward to Cow, and his kick out wide. Got a bit of space. Does Helford. He gathers it now. He's got Giath closing. Tries to get around Giath, and he does with ease. And he gets around Hillier. Took a bounce though. That's holding the ball, because you can't do that when you get tackled. He wasn't happy, Ryan Helford, but you've got to know the rules.
He called it, Darryl. That is the rules. He bounced it as he got tackled. Hillier plays on quickly. Half forward flank has Giath. Runs to 60. Gets to 55. Puts it to the top of the square. Gets dealt with behind play. And Halford is not happy at all. Gave away that free kick. Goal line, yep. It's going to go to the goal line, but to paint the picture, he got called holding the ball in a half-back flank, was not happy about that. Chased down Giath to the 50-metre line, and as Giath got it inside 50, he pushed him in the back and gave a free kick downfield. Then remonstrated with the umpire, and that resulted in a 50-metre penalty. And a goal line kick to Jack Callaway, puts it through, straight through the middle, does not miss from point-blank range. Morwell have 4 in a row, and Bairnsdale on the back foot early.
Yeah, well, there's not much more I can add to that, mate. You reckon you summed it up perfectly there. They're just winning it around the coalface, and what we were saying last week, it's slowly creeping in already. Just Corey Jonathan was just standing on his own on the 50. No one manning him up, and just a kicking board. I know he got dumped a little bit after it, but just no work rate defensively at the minute from Bairnsdale.
Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Morwell 4-1-25. Bairnsdale 1-1-7. And a sign of the discipline. 9 free kicks to Morwell in 12 minutes.
Well, yep, they're getting their body in first. They've got now one back to Bairnsdale from the middle. McFarlane handballed out. Goes again, does McFarlane. Try to don't argue. Got tackled quickly. Running through there was Chumpy Pullen. Handballs out wide to Halford. He goes back to Pullen. Back to Halford again. They're working in a tight space. He puts it inside forward 50. Going up there was Robinson. He's twisting. He handballs over the top to a teammate there in Mean. Couldn't do so. He get the clean handball out. Rosato shrugged a tackle. They've called advantage, and they're away again, the Tigers. Suter gave it back to Rosato in the middle. Right foot kick inside 50. And a beautiful kick to McDonald. He drops the chest mark, and play on to the umpire. George gathers it. Kicks it nicely out towards Wyatt. Half-back flank for the Redlegs goes to Cowan now on the wing.
Cowan looking inboard on the left boot, has a leading player there, goes over the top of his head, and that leading player was Kenny, misreading that one, and Gritzer Jones Jones takes an easy mark. Defensive side of the centre circle. His chip forward, sliding Brandon McDonald,
taking the tough marks, but not the easy ones, boys.
That's right. McDonald on the just 2 metres the attacking side of the centre circle in the centre of the ground. Plays on, smothered by Timms nicely, but the numbers there for Moore. Timms putting pressure on, doesn't have support, does now. Great pressure there from the red legs through Halford. But the turnover ends up back in the hands of Grinstead Jones. Pressure comes, his hurry kick forward, it goes to McFarlane. Handballs 20 metres backwards to Giath, back to Musil. Kick inside the corridor is not going to come off. Ethan East creates a turnover, half-back flank for the red legs. Plays on quickly out wide, that's a nice kick. Has linked Robertson. Robertson goes to Halford. Halford ducks inside his opponent there in Quinn. Gives it back to Robertson on the left boot to the pocket. Reading the play nicely there was Taylor Weatherall for the Tigers and turns the ball over. Plays on quickly outside. Ethan East lets it bounce in front of him. The volleyball ends up with Grinstead Jones to Quinn. Over the top to McFarlane. Back out to Quinn.
The Twins.
Done really well, have the young fellas. Quinn down the line. Nice pass, but goes straight through the hands of Brandon McDonald out for a boundary throwing. Half-forward flank for the Tigers.
I'll tell you what, Brandon McDonald's presenting beautifully for the Tigers across half-forward. He's taken one mark, I think, at ground level, a sliding slips catch, and then he's dropped 3 others that he would have snapped with any other day of the week. Now he has to take the ruck work against Connor Steele, who easily tapped it down. Timms, whose kick was a shocker, he shanked it, and he turned it over at centre half forward for the Tigers. Linton got it, he went out towards the Hillier direction. He's got one from this pocket already, keeps his feet, goes in and under, gets tackled, puts it on the boot, and he's, well, probably a good result in the end. It was out of bounds for a boundary throwing, and it allows the Bairnsdale side just to recompose themselves, man up in their back half, because they trail at the moment by 18 points, and we've travelled 15 and a half minutes. Stoppage, knocked down by Steele. Ground level there was Tatner working hard on Hillier. Again, his kick goes close to the boundary line, and we've got another boundary throwing.
They just look more lively, don't they, around the 50-50 contest. Going, more of them are going the way of Morwell, and Bairnsdale need to be a bit more competitive. Great tap over the back from Musil to Suter to McFarlane. Handballs back to Grinstead Jones. 45 metres out goes Luttrell. Goes over the top McDonald. This time he does take a chest mark, but it was touched just before he got to him. And he's tackled straight away by Tim to have a ball up 40 metres out.
Did he try to claim that as a mark?
I think he might have. He said, come on, I've dropped 2 sitters. I want to claim this one.
Even though it went through 4 hands, he took the ruck work against Steele, easily tapped it down. Vickery was there to snap it around his body. It goes higher than it does longer. I don't know if that's 15, but Cowan will claim it as a mark. And he dropped it. Did he plainly get dumped? It's, either way, it's a mark, and we resume duties as Cowan puts it towards the wing. Musil was the flyer against 2 defenders. He did well. Suter again in traffic. Great handball out to Jacobson. Handball further to Cantrell. Jacobson goes again. Tried to shuffle it forward to Azardo. Got tackled. Still tackled when he didn't have the football, and he's got a free kick. And he had possession. He's Chumpy Pullen's not happy. It's nearly Chumpy Pullen type of weather out there at the moment too.
Going on the mark though.
As Rosado, good call. He plays on, he gets to 50, runs around McCary, unloads, will win, bring it back, it starts to the left and it stays there. And it's a minor score, and just looking down at ground level now is that Sean White that's going in to the Bairnsdale rooms, looking very, very poppy. And good work at ground level, Nathan Scarr. Thanks for your support. The Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard, Paul Carter.
It's 4-2-26 more to 1-1-7.
So the football now is on the wing side, the far side. The kick goes out towards Hearn. And the Tigers are just all over the Bairnsdale side at the moment.
Well, I think Scuzz mentioned about it last week, and also today's game already. A few undisciplined acts from Bairnsdale resulting in either inside 50s from all goals. And there was another one there, Rosado. There was plenty of time for someone to get on a mark. No one got there, and allowed Rosado to run from 70 metres out to inside 50 and have a shot on goal. Boundary throw in on Moore's half-forward flank. Gilroy knocks the ball forward. Leading the play there is Main. Goes back inside, finds McKeon. McKeon goes backwards, back to Corbett. Corbett takes on an opponent, runs to half-back flank, left foot. Just a sort of kick and hope. Working back there nicely though was Fulton in his first game, creating a contest, but a turnover. Falls to Jacobson, goes inside 50. Oh, McDonald!
And he didn't get paid it.
He would be filthy. Ball up 35 metres out from goal for Morwell. East knocks it to the boundary side. Corbett there. Relieves pressure momentarily. Goes half-back flank. Robertson can't be at the ground. Jeff at ground levels. There's another inside 50 for Morwell. Flies.
Oh, this guy's got a six number. There's a free kick. Oh, no, can you believe it? Well, he doesn't know what to do now. He's dropped 5 sitters and he's taken 2 pearls that have been touched, as George was the one that won the free kick for Bairnsdale. He got it out wide towards Tatnall, who dropped the mark. Scott, who's back on after getting kneed in the ribs, back, shoulder and the groin area, and Tatnall gets around him pretty easy in the end. His kick goes down the line and even the coach can't take a mark, as he tried the one-hander and went out of bounds on the full in front of the Bairnsdale coach's box here.
The mark's up where I am here, boys. That's where the boundary put it, and they've got another 15-20 metres out of that.
Well, Hearn kicks it down towards his half-forward line. George attacked it well, took on a tackler, and then he threw the footy away. And Rosado, and he threw a backhander that, if that had connected, could have sent Callaway into tomorrow. As Rosado put it inside forward 50. Berkeley McFarlane handles over the top beautifully to Anderson, who kicks a scrubber, and the dribble kick is back.
We've mentioned him a few times, boys. Brendan McDonald, how good was he there? He had two Bairnsdale defenders to compete against. He just curated the contest, and folks were gone, and Moore ended up finishing a nice goal.
And on the Harvey Norman computers, Gippsland scored 25-point lead to Moore at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. It is 5-2-32 the Tigers to Bairnsdale 1-1-7. Inside 50s at the moment is 15-4 Morwell's way, and the free kick count is 12-2.
This is not a side that's playing for a top 5 spot.
No way. And that handball from, again, McFarlane was absolutely beautiful into the hot spot. They go forward this time. Can they get something? Corbett delivers to the forward 50, and Weatherall's in front. It got over the top. McCary was there. We know he's freakish from this ability, from this angle, and he's not happy, and he just kicked that football into the fence. He was lucky.
The umpire wasn't watching.
He wasn't watching, and lucky the football didn't go over the fence, because it could have been easily a free kick there. But inside forward 50 at least for the Redlegs. And is that some rain? Because I just happened to look out, see a light hose of rain come over, and then I see Nathan Scully walking up the grandstand as Siddle from the stoppage blazes outside his 50, and Scott was in the front spot. Looks to have recovered nicely as Josh Scott. Half-back flank build up for the Tigers. Kicks a shock, and maybe he hasn't recovered. Robertson was there. Ground level, good tackle by Hillier. Handball comes out though. Working hard was Kennedy to flick it over the top where Rosado is. Good tackle by McKeon. No opportunity, and no prior opportunity. The umpire will blow it up inside the centre square, just on the attacking side for the Redlegs. Here's Troy Makepeace on TRFM.
Gilroy and Siddle. Gilroy knocks it near side. Corbett's getting busy around these stoppages. He's been pretty good for the Redlegs, has Matt Corbett. Can't break free from this stoppage. We'll have another ball up from the same spot. Gilroy, this time Siddle works to the front, knocks it in the McFarlane direction. Ends up with Tatterson. Great work over the ball. Releases Hillier. Runs to half forward. That's a scrappy kick inside 50 that might come off. Newsall, 45-degree angle, kicks it to the hot spot. Working back there for Bairnsdale that's Radford. Radford clears. Scrappy kick outside 50. Halford can't find the handle on it. Has to go back and put pressure on Anderson. And we should see a ball up right on the point of the square, half-forward flank for Morwell. As even sometimes their scrappy kicks, Morwell are coming off. As it's just been a dominant quarter. Siddle knocks it forward. Anderson clears from that stoppage inside 50. One-on-one in there. Newsall puts one hand up at ground level. Looks to be Callaway. Gets tackled straight away. Prior opportunity, yes, says the umpire.
Dragged it in. I think he said it well.
Dragged it in. And Radford wins a free kick there for Bairnsdale. Comes to the near side and finds Tatnall.
So Tatnall in the back pocket. Ships it over the top to George. Finds him on his defensive 50. Comes back in board, does George. The kick, well, it hasn't really hit anyone. As another bounce. Jacobson put his head over the football. They close quickly. Keeping his feet in there was McKeon. Picked it up and cleared it to the far side. Out towards Halford, who we know can run. This time he just gets held up by Giath, so he chips it over the top, who Ethan East went straight through his hands. He was all on his own, 15 metres clear, no one on him, went straight through his hands, and Nathan Scar at ground level, well, technically, at ground level, on the boundary at least, in the grandstand for carpet country. How wet is it out there?
It's not very wet, mate.
Like you would know.
No.
He's protected in the shelter of the grandstand as Robinson, that was at that time Somerville with the yellow boots, kicked it inside his 50, they go over knees, took it on and then dropped it, that's holding the ball, and Bairnsdale gets some reward for a good tackle through Connor Steele. Is he too far out? We know that
he's in Link Robinson range.
Well, he is. Let's hope he's got Link Robinson's leg, because he'll have to kick this good 50 metres. As we know, the breeze is kicking it toward the highway end here at Morwell Rec Reserve, and the breeze is going the other direction, so it's in his face. It's a shocking kick. He goes high up in the end and wide. Big fly from Robinson, couldn't get it, comes to the ground. Out there is Kenny, snaps it around his body, and it's going to go out of bounds on the full.
So we're just having a quick look. Dylan Somerville's just come off the ground and just sort of prodding around the right hamstring area, looking to the trainer, maybe get a bit of treatment. So, Scuzz,
I'm going to go down,
just have a quick look at keep an eye on that one.
Daniel Siddle also coming off the ground as well. So we've got a couple of injuries.
The goalkeeper's a Morwell player.
A couple of injury concerns. We believe it's Sean White that's still in the rooms for the Bairnsdale side as well. So an important player for them. As the Tigers have it on their defensive 50, it was McFarlane kicked it over the top to his twin in Quinn. His chip from Quinn was good to Giath. No, he fumbled it. His second bite goes over, and now the umpire said definitely the ball is over. We've got a boundary throw in on the half forward flank for Bairnsdale. 24 and a half minutes, make it 25 minutes now. And the Tigers lead by 25 points after Bairnsdale got the first goal inside the first 2 minutes of play. And then it's been all the Tigers from the stoppage. A handball from Halford in tight traffic. Pullen was there, got his handball smothered as well. Rosado had to go and get it. He got tackled and we got a stoppage again.
Very similar last week in the sense that every time Bairnsdale seem to get their hands on the footy, they're under pressure. I'm always starting to think that they're putting themselves under that pressure.
Yes,
inviting pressure to come to them. Another good clearance from Moore through Tatterson. Great lead again from McDonald. Drops another mark. Possibly should have taken a bit more
good
pressure.
run.
Tatterson follows up, strikes a tackle, 70 metres out. Bit of a scrappy torpedo inside 50. Anderson and Cowan. And Cowan will see this over for a boundary throw in 25 metres around from Moore's goal. Just far too easy. That ball was a boundary throw in on Bairnsdale's half forward flank, and in the blink of an eye, it's deep inside Moore's forward 50.
Nathan Scar in the elements.
Yeah, in the elements. It's snowing down here, boys. Ben Siddle's just got as we get a hold of the ball there for the Morwell boys, 40 out, directly in front. Dan Siddle's just rolled an ankle, but he'll be right today. Well, he'll be back.
It is Jack Callaway who will have a shot directly in front. Well called down there too, Nathan Scar. Directly in front, and Callaway already has 2 goals in the opening term, and he's lining up for his third. And late in this first quarter, this could be a really big goal. This is going to, if it gets out to 30-odd points in the opening quarter, is Callaway directly in front, only 30 metres out, puts it on its way. It's a beautiful kick, and the son of Duncan Callaway, Jack, puts it straight through the middle, and the Tigers have 3.
Yeah, they do, and Mike, you said it before, Bairnsdale just don't look like they're a side that's trying to get into the top 5, do they? Just around the footy, ball's just all over, and every time they get it, there's a Morwell player tackling, but it's not the same when Morwell get it. They seem to be running free with no pressure on through little parts of the ground, and it's just making it easy for these forwards.
And Callaway's third goal at the 27-minute mark of the first quarter takes their lead out to 31 points. They're 6-3-38, leading Bairnsdale 1-1-7 on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard.
Up they go again. Musil clearly tapped it down, well roved by Suter, who puts it inside forward 50. They got one back over the top. Patnell dropped it. McDonald swoops on it, and from 4 metres out slams it through. The Tigers have 7.
Well, there's not much more I can say. Another one straight out of the middle, straight forward, and
right on the siren.
They just seem to compete up forward, and they seem to kick scores every time they go in at the minute, Paul.
Well, unbelievable finish for that quarter. It only took them 30 seconds from that previous goal, and that's all they needed, because that's all was left in that first quarter.
8, we have Ryan Tatterson, 6-6-2 handball. 7 to Curry Giath and James Jacobson and Zach Anderson. For Bairnsdale, the leading stat winners on following is Matt Corbett on 4 and Russell Cowan also on 4.
Nathan Scarry down at ground level. What did you find out at quarter time?
Yeah, then obviously the MORWELL boys were very happy with the way they're going in that first quarter. They just said, we're going to continue with what we're doing on top. We've got to continue that. Obviously the Bairnsdale boys weren't very impressed just around the footy. Exactly what we said. Defensively they've got to work a lot harder.
Well, here's one man they've got to get in the middle. That's Cowan. He's just had 2 handballs to open up this second quarter. Suter goes in hard, and then he drags the football in. He could be in a bit of strife if he's going to get it out. He's trying to work his wonder at ground level, and Cowan was down there as well. The umpire in the end gave him the benefit of the doubt and will ball it up. And Cowan spent most of that first quarter in the back line, along with East, and now all of a sudden East goes to the ruck, and Cowan, who East just tapped it straight down to Cowan. Good work by Anderson to get a handball out to Jacobson. He's quick cut close to the boundary line, and Jack Calloway will take this chest mark in the end, and he's on the wing. He squares it up inboard, goes towards Musil. He can mark unopposed. Musil can kick it over the top. GF is all on his own as well. He takes a overhead mark at ease. Comes inboard now to Cantrell. He can mark. It's all too easy at the moment for the Tigers. These kicks all uncontested possessions. Cantrell goes inside 50. Big push in the back against Hamilton on McDonald, and McDonald for the Tigers will take the free kick directly in front, 45 metres out. As Nathan Scarr, well, he was at ground level. He has no idea. He can't hear us all. He has some technical issues at the moment, but his hand warmers are working, and maybe that could be the problem with McDonald. 1.5 minutes into this second quarter, looks to get the Tigers' 8th goal in a row. He starts at left. It's wobbling, and it continues to go left, and it goes through for a minor score. And for the Gippsland, the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard, your locally Aussie-owned processor,
Morwell's lead now 38 points. We're just into the second quarter. Morwell 7-3-45 to Bairnsdale 1-1-7.
Kick in from fullback goes wide. No one can really mark it. Out there was Hearn, who can gather it for the Tigers. Handle over the top to Musil, doing some roving work. Kicking board, picked off by Dylan Somerville for the Redlegs. Troy Makepeace.
Summers all in his defensive 50. Goes back from where it came on the left. Looking for Gilroy. Gilroy doesn't contest it, and leaves Hearn to take an easy uncontested mark on the outer wing. Comes inboard to Collard. Dangerous pass. Albanese equal to that. Takes a strong mark in front of Robinson. As looks to go forward. Goes inside 50, about 30 metres out. McDonald from the back. At the front there was George. Balls to Giath. Giath to Siddle. Siddle handballs to a bit more in hope than anything. McDonald puts some good pressure on. Cantrell finds Grinstead Jones off one step. Doesn't make the distance, and Hamilton takes a nice mark right on the goal line for the Redlegs. As again they go to that outer side, defending to that outer side. Ethan East sets himself, can't bring it down. Hearn comes through forward 50, giving away a free kick. There was McDonald, and that's going to go in favour of, is that Ricky Tatnell?
Back there, it looks like Brian, I think.
Brian, thanks Dale. Brian goes out wide and finds out there Radford comes in, turnover, could be Vickery, drops what he should have taken, tackled and then held without the ball. There is Hillier from Morwell. As again Bairnsdale give away another free kick.
Just that poor kick, wasn't it, coming inboard? I like the enthusiasm of the Tigers, the Redlegs, to go in that direction, but they've got to execute.
Hillier goes quickly, goes over the back, all alone as the placeholder comes in the goal square is Max Linton, and that'll be one of the easiest goals of the day as Linton puts through Morwell's 8th.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the minute. They just score too easily. Bairnsdale have numbers, but in Morwell's forward 50, but they're just unaccountable. Morwell got players loose everywhere, and Linton's had 2 chances now, and he's been on his own in that forward 20 area.
And on the Greenham Gippsland scored the lead, and we're only 4 minutes into the second quarter, listeners. It's 44 points to Morwell, 8-3-51 to Bairnsdale 1-1-7.
Unbelievable. Back in the middle. East will go up against Musil. He's got his hand on it, taps it backwards though. Anderson attacked the footy with a bit of vigour, and he got tackled quickly. And we'll have another ball up. Corbett was a tackler in the middle of the ground. So again, East goes with Musil. Musil taps it over his head. Suter was there, tries to crash through. He gets 5 or 6 metres forward. Just tackled him, and the umpire said, no opportunity there. We'll do this one again. this stoppage area. It's all one-on-one football at the moment. East this time taps it outside in that 5 metre radius where the traffic was. Sliding down was Corbett. Suter tackled him. Corbett stood up. And if it had been left just a little bit longer, Anderson had him and could have been a free, because Corbett's been a little bit angry, as you would be. You're 44 points in the rear. You've got to do something, Troy.
Absolutely, you've got to show some fight. East this time beaten to it by Musil. Taps it down Rosado. Strong over the ball. Equally strong was that man in Corbett.
Could be the
He's got to do something, and he's been pretty lively in the centre bounces, and that's a great tackle against a very strong Rosado. And as Corbett wins himself free kick, chips one over the top, cut off. Replays on to Cowan. Cowan runs himself into trouble, puts the ball on the left, and goes out of bounds on the forward. Just got no structure going forward with Bairnsdale as Jacobson plays on quickly to Geoff, quickly to Tatterson. Tatterson dangerous inside, still under pressure, drops the mark, goes back to Tatterson. Really well fired up. That kick misses a target. Opens up here for Bairnsdale through Halford. Halford handballs off to Main. Main goes long inside 50, goes over the top of the contest and goes through for a minor score.
How good was that kick from Matt Corbett on the wing? It landed to the next to the bloke on the mark.
Well, the kick in for full-back. Mean nearly picked it off there for the Bairnsdale side in front of Cantrell, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. They need a spark. They need something to the Redlegs. We think that one of their star playmakers, Sean Wyatt, won't take any further part of the game. He's still in the rooms, unfortunately, at this stage. From this stoppage, good work by Tatnell to twist and turn. Handball missed the target, though. Out there was McFarlane. Got a boot to ball, only went a couple of metres. Quick kick back in there by Tatnell. Again, high. Ricky Hearn, that's his old man's name, Ryan Hearn. Got up high, took the mark, and now the switch is on. They get out wide to Albanese. He can move quick, and he decides to slow it down. And Albanese will look for the switch again. He'll go back the other way to the far side. Jacobson has it. And they've got one on. Grinstein-Jones, the line closing with Steele quickly. Couldn't quite spoil it. Grinstein-Jones kick to the wing where Cantrell's on his own. Takes the mark. He can come in board to Anderson, and he does that now with a nice kick on the wing. Anderson gave it backwards to Suter. His chip Suter was a good one. At ground level, Siddle didn't quite mark it on the second attempt. Coming in quickly now with Somerville. And a free kick to Dylan Somerville in the middle of the ground for Bairnsdale. Squares it towards the grandstand side. McKeon marks on his chest. He nearly went to go, but Geoff had him. The umpire said it's okay. Callan McKeon on the wing. The Bairnsdale side 1-2-8, Morwell 8-3, 51. The 43-point margin. Marking that one there is Halford.
Halford hard up on the boundary line on centre wing. Chips one over the top. McCann's followed up. Finds him. 70 metres from goal. Looking inside. Looking for McCurry, who had a nice lead, but the kick was off target, and we'll see that for a boundary throw in 55 metres around from Bairnsdale goal. As McCurry kicked 4 last week, 4 or 5 goals last week. Was lively in around the 50. They need to get it in there a bit quicker and with a bit more purpose. Boundary throw in. Newsel knocks it forward. McKeon cuts it off. His handball misses the target. Jacobson gathers. Shrugs off that tackle. Zach Anderson does an underground handpass. Cut off by Halford.
Free kick holding around. Coming back to the Tigers.
That's a few times now they've held on far too long in the tackle of Bairnsdale. Just allowing an easy repel from their defensive line. Not able to sustain the pressure as Anderson kicks inboard to Grinstead. Line in the centre of the ground is Tatterson. Can run and play on. Go inside 50. That's a nice kick. McDonald again drops another mark. That was a bit hard. Had to put one hand out there. Hamilton tackled straight away by Cantrell. Deemed in the back. Play on advantage through Ricky Tatnell through the half-back flank for the Redlegs.
Tatnell kicks it to the wing over the top of Connor Steele's head. Chasing there quickly was Quinn for the Tigers. Quinn goes to ground. Steele kept his feet. He handballs out now towards Robertson. He has to take on 2 of them, but he didn't have any opportunity, and we'll ball this one up.
Quick around the grounds, Darrell for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. Mafra comfortably overdrew it at quarter time. Sale by 4 points over Murray at quarter time. Royal by a goal over one Fagin. It's all square. Lee Gafford trail with 90 points apiece.
From the stoppage, Musil couldn't tap it down there to an advantage. McFarlane had to go in along with Corbett.
Mid Gippsland we have Newbar leading Hill End 17-9. You're North by 3 points over Yarragon. You're now by 2 goals over Morwell East. Thoughtdale have kept the lowest scores 15-0, and waiting on a Morwell North tough score.
Big tap by Bairnsdale to hit it their way, but good St James is the one back there. Allowed though turnover to Cowan to swoop on it. Puts it on his left boot from 45 and misses. And they still don't have a goal since the 1.5 minute mark in the first quarter.
1-3-9, that takes Bairnsdale on the green and Gippsland scored. They're trailing by 42 points over Moore. Moore 8-3-51.
North Gippsland football, Troy.
Yeah, Gormandale comfortably over Yarram, as is Rosedale over Cowlar. Hayfield by 4 points over Woodside, the big one. 2 point leaders by TTU over South City, and Churchill are 5 goal leaders over Glengale.
Robertson has just put a great smother on Jacobson, and he's hard up on the boundary line. He kicks a banana. And there is one of your Gippsland live goals of the day. And Robertson, the only live wire, one of the best on-ground performance for Bairnsdale this afternoon. And that is thanks to Gippsland Ozusa. What a great goal, Link Robertson.
Yeah, you called that really well, Scott. It was just a smother. Jacobson had it in the back pocket there for Moore. He just probably didn't get back far enough off the mark, and a nice smother. Beautiful check side goal from the forward pocket.
And the green and Gippsland scorers sees Moore leading by 36 points at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. They're 8-3-51. Bairnsdale now 2-3-15.
Just to finish our round the grounds for Harbour with Furniture Gippsland, it is Traff by 3 points over Melbourne North in Mid Gippsland, and Gippsland Power 3-1-19 leading Bendigo Pioneers 3 points at quarter time.
East tapped it down to himself, and then he had to do the roving work as well. He knocked it out towards Cowan, who got tackled, and we're going to ball up again.
Half-time in the AFL, Dale. Hawthorn 5-7-37 are leading Gold Coast Suns 3-6-24.
At the back was Hillier from the stoppage, kicks it high to half forward. Big spoil from the back, couldn't quite mark it. There was Radford. Giath got driven into the ground, and we've got another ball up. Looks to be George, who has ditched the long sleeve from the first quarter.
Too hot down here.
Yeah, things are starting to warm up at ground level.
He might have those handle on his strap through his body.
This time, tap by Musil. Inside forward 50 goes Rosado. Head over, tried to win it. Great work by Tatnell to pick it up. It was sharked off there by Linton, though. Couldn't get it on the second attempt. Quick kick by Corbett to relieve some pressure. And marking out wide as the first gamer in Fulton. Turns around, chips it over the top to Robertson. He's been lively. Albanese tackled him quickly. He's dragged it in. The umpire waits and said, holding the wall. As Albanese for the Tigers wins it. Half-back flank.
Does look lively though, does Link Robertson, as Timms puts a hand up, brings it to ground, but it's all mauled down there through Kennedy. Handball inside to Rosado. He's handballed forward to Suda under pressure. Great work there by Fulton. Put his head over the ball, wins himself a free kick. As Rosado looked to redeem himself from the turnover. Fulton comes inboard, misses a target in terms of short through Cowan. Running through the half-back line there was Tatnell. Going out forward to his half-forward line, McKeon goes to the pocket, looking for an empty goal square. Doesn't have the legs. Jacobson doesn't quite keep it in. It goes over for a minor score for the Redlegs. Putting a little bit more pressure on Arlo.
And that takes Bairnsdale to 2-4-16, trailing by 35 points, Moore 8-3-51.
A quick kick in, went out wide to Cantrell, who then just slid it up, and then nice drilling pass in towards Musil again. He comes inboard to Hillier, who marks. True centre half back. Chips it across to the grandstand side, where Pepper the Pig has it. Chips it high towards the wing. Presenting was Albanese, who marks on his own. He's got a few numbers inboard. And McFarlane and Giath are both of those. McFarlane will be the one that wins it. Handballs to the Pig, who kicks it towards half forward. Suda's got a bit of space. Will it sit for him in front of Tatnell? He just tapped it forward again. Cowan goes to the ground and slipped down. I think he's okay. And they've called it against, well, let's just work this one out. As Cowan slid down, he had the football, and then the last second he kept going, and Suda sort of got his legs taken out. Probably he needed him in the head. 4 seconds, need him in the head, and Suda wins a free kick. And Suda goes back now to Cowan and says, sorry mate, that's your free kick, I didn't mean it. Yeah. And well, lucky, we've got a boundary throw in 5 metres around from the Tigers' goal. As the ball comes back into play, East in the front spot, taps it down. Timms, McDonough was there for the Tigers, handballs over the top. Giath quickly closing there was Halford. Sitting down on his behind there was Giath to squeeze a handball back out. He goes again to Tatterson to shrug shrug a tackle that was, and he just shrugged it too many times, and he got pinged for holding the ball. As Cowan kicks it towards the wing in Gilroy direction.
Cowan's kick falls just in front of Gilroy. Great gather though from the big fella. Handballs to Tatnell. Tatnell's hurry kick forward, picked up by McCurry. Looks inside the corridor. Has there in Radford. Radford marks half forward flank. Goes back out wide. Danger. Link Robertson flies over the top of Jacobson. Plays on too quickly. Turnover. Jacobson wins the ball. His dangerous kick inside the corridor, but it's all more in there. Rizzardo releases in Callaway. Callaway links up through Hillier. Hillier runs through the centre circle. One-on-one contest. Flying from the back is Tatterson. Cutting across the front nicely is Ethan East for Bairnsdale. They should have the numbers there. Kenny. Handballs over the top. Misses his target in Somerville. Has time though, but the pressure comes from the side. Turnover back from all. Tackle front on there from Kenny. No free kick, no. It was Pullen. Kick back inside forward 50 from all. Tim's from the back. Can't bear it to the ground. Hamilton gathers. Releases again outside 50. They're just
they're under the pressure.
Hope. Josh Scott turns the ball over for the Tigers. Comes in board and he'll find Pat McGrath.
McGrath has it half forward flank. It's 15 and a half minutes gone in the second quarter. The Tigers still lead it by 35 points as that kick inside 50 goes towards Timms, who marks. And he'll just slow things up. Well, they're under enormous pressure on the Bairnsdale side, and a lot of their kicks, as you said, Troy, are just in hope or they're rushed.
Just to relieve the pressure.
Yes.
Momentarily.
So Timms, this time, nice kick out wide to East, who can mark unopposed in the end.
And this is their problem, Dale. Again, they're leaving too much to too few. East started to, as Gilroy's wrapped up in a strong
holding the ball. And then Anderson just grabs the football and plays on quickly, runs 15 with no pressure, kicks inside McDonald. He got high, he didn't take the mark. It was spectacular in the end. Steele had it, handball to Timms. Then he goes further out wide, comes back towards Shumpy Pullen. He handballs back towards Bryan direction, twisting, goes back, don't argue, and then delivery. Hits up the teammate in Radford. And Radford slows it up, chips it over the top now to the wing. Gilroy takes this mark on the wing. No one runs past for the handball, so Gilroy has to kick a shocking kick. It might come off, and it's the first gamer in Fulton. He marked and then kicked the shocker out towards Halford. Handballs over the top, missed mean. It allowed Jacobson to come in. Handball to Grimsteen Jones. He gives it back now to Jacobson. In the middle of the ground, the Tigers, they kick the half forward. Good spoil on there from East. Allowed now a teammate in Corbett to come in, kick it towards the top of the 50, and Siddle will take the chest mark on his defensive 50.
Siddle comes inside the corridor. The corridor is owned by more players throughout this game. As Grimsteen Jones comes wide, has Hearn, marks on his defensive 50, right hand side, just in front of the social rooms here. It's called to play on. Nice lead up there is Callaway. Flying from the back though is Somerville, gets a fist on it, and it goes off the foot of Jeff, unluckily there. There's not much you can do about that one. Goes out on the full. As Bryan brings it inside. McKean is getting live.
Oh, look at Gilroy. Gilroy
by himself. Straight over his head. McCurry goes over here as well, and it's all more back there in Quinn. Quinn on the right boot to the left half back flank. Has out there in Pat McGrath. His hit up play finds Anderson. Inboard to Berkeley McFarlane. Half-back flank for the Tigers. Goes back out wide. Looks to be out there. There's that Weatherall. Weatherall handballs over the top. McGrath's played on. Run on nicely. Runs to 70. Great smother there by Radford for the Red Legs. McDonald gathers on the second attempt. Taken too high.
Yep.
And free kick going the way of Brandon McDonald. Right on the 50-metre arc. Wheels around quickly. Plays on. One-on-one inside 50.
Strength.
Patterson works to the front.
And 50. Yep.
He had Andrew Kenny was there as players remonstrate with George.
And Patterson is going to be on the goal line, so they wouldn't want to remonstrate too much.
Quick, wouldn't he?
Yep. Linton is a live wire as Patterson strolls in. No one on the mark either for Bairnsdale, even though it was on the goal line. And Patterson puts it through the middle. and says get away from that scuffle, boys, because Paul Carter, the margin's 41 points.
Darryl, we're 19 minutes into the second quarter. The Green and Gippsland scoreboard reading Morwell 9-3-57 to Bairnsdale at $2.416.
Just quickly, boys, decision-making going forward. They look lively, the Tigers. Callum McKean at the other end had Gilroy all on his own. He would have literally been 25 metres clear. Decided to kick it over his head.
How do you miss him?
How did he miss him?
It's a big ruckman.
Yep, I know Callan's small and may have had some grass in his eye, but yeah, you've got to look at those targets. You've got to hit them up. Back in the middle it comes. Rosado tapped it forward. Tatterson was there. He's allowed to pick it up. Gave it to Suda. Suda squeezed a handball back to Rosado. Then got dumped by Tatnell. A strong tackle. Cowan got dumped as well. Siddle has to pick it up and put it on his boot quickly. Goes to half forward. GS sits underneath it. Big spoil by Steele. Anderson weighted down for that one. So was Scott down there. He got gang tackled by 3 Bairnsdale defenders. They show a little bit of spirit in their back half at the moment, but it's about 20 minutes gone.
Sorry to harp on it for the listeners, but it's too much to too few. It's the same guys. It's Cowan, it's Sims, it's East,
And there's
Tatnell.
Yep. As East thumped it 25 metres his directionals, then kicked off the ground, which come back to centre half back. Tatnell didn't have the football. McGrath just put on the boot. McDonald will fly in front. Now he's clunking them. He's dropped a few in the first couple. He took some great marks when they were touched in the first as well. And now he clunked a beautiful mark directly in front. And McDonald, you just love the way he presents.
He's had about 15 non-marks that Paul won't be able to count. And he's clunked this one nicely. McDonald makes his way to 35, puts the ball on the boot and goes through for a goal as Morwell get into double digits in the goal column 20 minutes into this second term.
I reckon you could call it an almost day for him, boys. He's had every opportunity. He's had his moments, and like you said, he has had a few touch marks. News doesn't get any better for Bairnsdale, boys. I've just seen Dylan Samuel's just gone into the room feeling his right hamstring.
Gee whiz, that's 2.
And 21-minute mark of the second quarter. It's now a 47-point lead to Morwell, 10-3-63, leading Bairnsdale at 2-4-16.
Not early in that first quarter, though. Halfway through the first quarter, Somerville came off and was sort of favouring that right hamstring. And hopefully, for their sake, he can get a massage and get back out there, but it doesn't look good.
We're going to be down to 2 on the bench now. As from the stoppage they go again. Cantrell kicked it off the ground. Hamilton has to work hard on his opponent in Siddle, close to the boundary line on the half-forward line for the Tigers, and they knock it over. And
His haircut, boys. He's up there.
he is up there with who?
He's got the
Sculling.
He's got the bald head with a big mullet down the
Could
back.
really be a twin. Wouldn't you love to see Daniel Siddle have a haircut like that as well? Because they're right next to each other. Great work by Suter. He's had a great game for Gippsland Ozuzu. So's this man Tatterson on his left foot from 40 out. Linton's in the front spot. Ground level. Great work by Timms. Working hard again. Timms at all 4s. Scott put a tackle on him and the umpire said my ball. And we'll ball it up point of the square.
Sorry, but if I was a Bairnsdale player, I'd be wanting to play alongside Corey Timms. He just attacks the footy 100 miles an hour. If that can't get you motivated to go and play, well, I don't know what will.
Well, from that stoppage, Brian did well, kicked it outside, but as they normally have done today, under pressure, the Tigers were able to mark, Albanese it was, and they put it right to the top of the 50. Suter is too far out to score. He'll wait for someone to present. They're everywhere. The Tigers, Anderson, Linton were all on the zone. Rosado's still standing there, so's McGrath. And boys, this is not good. You don't want to see this. I know they're 47 points down, but we saw trends of this last week. And again, Anderson was 40 metres out. He had 2 options. He didn't go there in the end. But Anderson will have a shot directly in front. He wants to join the party from 45. It's on its way. Has it got the distance? No. I think right on the goal line for a minor score. 23 minutes gone on your Green and Gippsland scoreboard. Your locally Aussie-owned processor, solid jobs available at Green and Gippsland Meatworks.
8 straight goals as Morwell's lead, 10-4-64, Bairnsdale 2-4-16.
Tim switches a play for the Rebels. Going to be too hot though for Kenny on the outer side. As working back there is Scott for Morwell. Screws the ball back around on the right boot. Can't find Pat McGrath.
Good work by Kenny.
Kenny's followed up his efforts. Cleaned the ball up. Winning himself a free kick there is Main for Bairnsdale. Too high, half-back flank. Looking inboard. There's nothing has gone their way at all. But most of the time it's been their own fault, unfortunately, as he goes wide and finds Gilroy. Gilroy on the left goes long and high. McCarry doesn't contest it, goes in his direction, soccers it forward, working back there. Grinstead Jones puts his head over the ball, tackled strongly there by Connor Steele, and we'll have a ball up on a 45-degree angle, 35 metres out from Bairnsdale's goal.
Nathan Scarrett ground level for Carpet Country. Big Isaac Abash just strolling doing some water. When's he due back?
Abash.
He's going to ask him, when are you due back, mate? And the answer is, just trying to get that, he's had a broken collarbone.
Round 1 next year, boys.
Round 1 next year. He's not confident as the half-time siren sounds, and it's been all the Tigers. Link Robertson's got 2 for Bairnsdale, but that's it. The Tigers have 10, and that quarter went only 24.5 minutes, nearly just on 26 minutes. It sees, though, the Tigers, 10 goals, 464. Bairnsdale are 2 goals, 460.
Up on Glengarry. Half-time Gippsland Power 5-4-34, leading Bendigo Pioneers 3-6-24. First game is, for the team listening down the Green Doctor, Jack Boone's kicked 2 goals after half-time, and Marcus Toussaint has kicked 1 goal in his first game also.
Great work, Troy Makepeace. Third quarter is underway. Musa got his hand on it. Anderson was there. Couldn't quite get a clean one out. Coming off the wing there was Jeff for the Tigers. He handballed back to Musil. Gave it quickly to Tatterson. He got a handball. That's been all the Tigers in the opening 10 seconds. Grinstein Jones squeezed it to it was Suda. Gave it to Hillier. He kicks it inside forward 50. McDonald's in the front spot. Whistle gone. There's a downfield as Hillier got dumped, and it's going to go on the way of Brandon McDonald, who will go back on a slight angle. Well, 35 seconds in, Bairnsdale didn't touch that at all to open up the third quarter.
No advantage for Josh Scott as well, runs into an open goal.
Yeah, exactly right. Scott has to give the football back as well, just to rub salt into the wound as Brandon McDonald.
He's standing in the goal scorer on his own.
He is too. If they just chip it over the top, McDonald, no way.
He's still there.
McDonald puts it on its way, and he puts it through. And the Tigers are continued like they did in the first half of football. Well, and this game is all done and dusted. It's 54-point margin, and it could get ugly.
Yeah, it might get ugly here, boys. That was unreal from all coming out of the stoppage there. And I reckon there was 4 or 5 really slick handballs into space. Allowing each player to run onto the ball, but just defensively again, Bairnsdale. Josh Scott was in the goal square on his own. Brandon McDonald was probably 25 metres out, could have easily chipped it over the top. He was there for 20 seconds.
Yep. And McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, more 11-4-70, leading Bairnsdale 2-4-6-7. You're right, Scott's 2 kicks and 4 handballs, and Bairnsdale didn't touch it.
There you go. Well, don't forget Bairnsdale are 2 down on the bench as well. Of course, Sean White's out, who's already changed, and the other one there is Somerville. So again, Giath off the wing, he's causing some handballs out there. Handballs out to Grinstein Jones, who also has been good. Hillier, Marks unopposed on the wing. His kick was smothered by Tatnell. Hillier has to go again. Tatnell kicked it off the ground, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. And again, Grinstein Jones, this happened last week with the Bairnsdale against Terrelgan, didn't it? As Connor Littleford Terrelgan was quite comfortable just running off the half-back line at will. Today, it's Kane Grinstein Jones.
Yeah, absolutely, Dale. They've been very disappointing, and this start of this term is no better as East tries to work it forward to Corbett for Bairnsdale. Players fall over the ball, and we'll have a ball up just on Bairnsdale's attacking side of centre wing as East and Musil. Bit of a stalemate there. Great tackle there on Tom Bryan. Ball spills out. The umpire has deemed that to be a ball up. I was a bit perplexed by that one as the ball spilled out. I would have thought it might have been play on. Luckily go over it again. Musil taps it down. Working there is Bryan. Handballs backwards. With an up and under kick there for Bairnsdale going forward. Giath put his head over the ball, as is Quinn. His handball's cut off though by Halford. He handballs inside to Corbett. He gets tackled and slung around. Turnover. Giath ducking inside. Takes too long. Great tackle there in attacking 50 there from Vickery. As locks the ball inside his forward 50. Might have been Connor Steele. My apologies. Great tackle, Steele. And we'll have a ball up 45 metres. 45.
Put your teeth back in, mate. speaking.
My lips are frozen. You're in the commentary box.
Let's switch you off. There's another ball up. There's Corbett, last one to get up. Well, 40 metres out from goal.
And 54-point margin, that's what it is as well. Good tap down by Musa, but it went straight to Brian. His kick was smothered from the stoppage. Tatterson, nice handball to Anderson. He can run and kick it towards the wing. Linton flies at the back. In front was Radford. Sweeping it quickly there. Looked to be full, Tatnell it was. Kicked it out wide towards the wing. It was Vickery, marked. Then he goes towards half forward. No mark there. Great work by McKeon. Crashing his way through on that occasion was the big fella in Radford as well. And a free kick, as Troy mentioned, will go in the way of Callum McKeon. For the Redlegs, Robinson's calling for it. He's on his own. Going to lead towards the pocket in that direction. Robinson will fly, elevate, can't mark. McCary swooped on it, rose it nicely, kicks around his body and it bounces, hits the post.
So I can't believe the big ruckman in Gilroy was by himself again in the square. He was the tallest player out on the field, the biggest player out on the field, and no one could see him.
And that poster takes Bairnsdale at 2-5-17 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. They're trailing more by 53 points. The Tigers 11-4-70.
Greenstein Jones kicked it out. Good pick up by Quinn. Gave it to Tatterson by hands, who kicked it towards half forward. McDonald goes up and can't mark. Well wove there by Scott. He handballs now to the one of McDonald. He can get it in board. Hillier has got pace to burn and he slips over and drops the mark. Well, he is out of the family now. A kick around the body by Bairnsdale to relieve a little bit of pressure. Cowan, kick off the ground again. Hillier goes again. Twisting. Gets a handball in towards Cantrell. Left foot kick to McDonald. Bounces. Good work by Hamilton to hit it directly towards the boundary line. And the umpire says deliberate. As Brandon McDonald will go back. Hard up in the pocket area. And he runs around, no one on the mark, and he puts it around the body, and the Gippsland live goal of the day contender to Brandon McDonald. He's got 4.
I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to not be negative, but that was terrible again. No one on the mark. There was someone eventually on the mark, just stood there, just let Brandon McDonald swing around onto his right foot and slot an easy goal.
And the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, I think that's quite topical. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Brandon McDonald having a great quarter this quarter in both goals, taking his total to 4. Mauled 12-4-76. Bairnsdale 2-5-17.
Big Mac.
Right one now, isn't it?
Certainly warmed me up.
If anyone would like to do a run for us,
Pay you $50.
I'm in. Great tap by Musil to Tatterson. He drives it inside 50 again. 2-on-1. McDonald goes up at the front spot. McGrath gets around one. Gets a little brute to ball. Hillier has to try and compete with Timms. Timms spoils it. Defenders there favour the Bairnsdale side. Tatnell was one of those. Kicks it out though. It's going to come back because Giath handballs over to Hillier. Hillier handballs back to Giath. He gets back onto his right. Then he handballs backwards again. Good pressure by Bairnsdale. Sudagazit gives a handball to Giath again, who kicks it inside 50. Hamilton with a nice spoil towards the boundary line again. This time it wasn't deliberate. It's a good spoil. Goes over for a boundary throw-in. Well, it's not Macca's.
Marty Pies are on the way up, boys.
It's not Macca's, but it'll do. Very good. Boundary throw-in. 5 metres out from Moyle's goal. I'll try to keep my focus on the football. This guy owns a coffee shop as well too, boys. We might be after a chance for a latte or a cappuccino. Suda putting his head over the ball nicely and gaining himself a free kick for too high. 45 metres out from goal. You keep calling. I'll try and get the goal over. He was running that hard to try and get a party pie, nearly tripped over. Suda too far out. Chisels the ball inside the corridor. Great pass and a great lead from Brandon McDonald. He'll line up for his 5th kick from 45 metres out, almost directly in front, as Morwell are just dominating in all areas, and Bairnsdale just have no answers whatsoever. Gee, McDonald's got 2 goals in this quarter too, boys. He's going to go back and he's 4 in a row, 2 goals. On its way from 40 metres out, hasn't quite got the distance. McGrath on the front spot. Cowan was back there. He takes it and puts on the afterburners, runs a long, long way, and the umpire said it's okay. He kicks it out towards the wing. Hearn couldn't mark it, goes to ground. Working hard at ground level over there is Somerville, but it comes back towards the Tigers again, and Tatterson from 51 on its way. Has it got the distance, or was it shepherded through? Touched on the glass line, and a minor score. And I'm not not sure I could eat these in 2 seconds.
Which takes Morwell to 12-5-77. It's a clear 10-goal lead over Bairnsdale on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Bairnsdale 2-5-17.
Corbett has to do the spoiling as the kick was a bit off target, and as he was bundled over the line, was pushed in the back, will take the free kick. 60 metres from his defensive goal, goes long down the line. Morwell player set himself in from the back, gathers his own crumbs, and gathers on a second occasion. Handball to Jacobson. Great tackle there from McCann as he seems to fly the flag for the Redlegs. He's quick, isn't he? He is very quick.
I think he's been all right, boys.
Yeah, he has been good.
For Gippsland Azusa Youth this afternoon.
Rowdy throwing half-forward flank for the Tigers. Gilroy works to the front, double fist the forward. Berkeley McFarlane can't quite shark it off the pack. Musil gets bundled over, no free kick. As players putting their heads over the ball. McKean at the bottom of the pack, as he's called it there for the Redlegs as well. Suter there for the Tigers. And Anderson, last one off the ground. As attacking side for Morwell of centre wing.
A lot of numbers around the
knocks it forward. Suter bums the ball around. Cowan put his head over it. Gathers, runs through the centre wing, barrels a left foot forward, bounces in front of Steele, overruns the ball and sees the ball out for a boundary throw 40 metres around from goal in Bairnsdale's forward 50.
Troy, just on that stoppage for Bairnsdale forwards, inside their forward 50, the rest were up around the stoppage, creating a lot of numbers around it.
Well, they need to do something to slow the ball down.
That's what I was just about to say, just trying to slow things down from the stoppage. As Ethan East taps it over his head, Giath has had a good start to this third quarter. East gets it back again, puts it on the left boot, and Weatherall double fists that one through for a rush behind again on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Australia's most popular barista-made coffee, only in the cafe.
Taking Bairnsdale to 2-6-18. Morwell 12-5-77. 10-minute mark, third quarter.
McFarlane from the kick in, marked it, chipped it over the top nicely to Anderson. He marks, handballs out wide to Kennedy. His kick around, he was under pressure when he kicked it and forced the out of bounds on the full. And I think he's your best ground performer for Bairnsdale in the way of Lincoln Robinson. He's got 2 goals and he has been lively. He's looked very handy for him, but well, there's not many of those out there that are winning their one-on-ones at the moment.
Robinson goes shallow inside 50, working to the front nicely as East, plays on quickly, plays in the corridor, diving mark there.
There's your 3 names.
Cowan, exactly right. Exactly right. Robinson to East to Cowan.
And Cowan could just about kick this back to East. I reckon he's pushing into the forward line, but
he'll line up for goal. Now, distance may be a problem. We saw Link Robinson never had any issue there. Has the wind swung around a bit, Scuzz?
Not much around at the
Not much around at the moment, so Cowan makes his way, kicks from 49, nice kick off the boot, hasn't got the legs, Gilroy to the front, East there as well, bit of volleyball action inside the square, Jacobson under pressure from McCurry, lets it bounce in front of him, Anderson gathers, link up plays through, Gersep Jones finds Jacobson, there's that corridor, 3 or 4 ball players in there, and it comes to Kennedy, handballs over the top to Suter, great work by Timms, getting back nicely, defensive pressure, there's that man Robinson, raking left foot boot from inside the square, bounces in the goal square, but on the wrong side of the goalpost goes through for a minor score.
Which takes Bairnsdale to 2-7-19. They trail by 58 points on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Morwell 12-5-77.
big spoil there by Halford, who got it over the boundary line. Still inside, Bairnsdale's attacking 50 at the moment. We've got a boundary throw-in at the 12-minute mark of this third quarter. As the ball comes back into play, Easton hits it, and then Musil hit it straight down as well. I'm not too sure who you're going to give that tap out to.
East got the hands on it.
East got the tap out, and then Musil tapped it as well from the tap out. So Cowan at the bottom of the pack has won himself a free kick against Rosado, and he'll keep this low again, but this is probably a little bit harder than the shot before, as the breeze will be coming straight into his face, you'd think, and he'll have to kick it just as far, 50 metres. There's Russell Cowan, his numbers this afternoon.
This is number 13.
So he puts it on its way, 49, it's not going to make the distance. The hot spot it goes, no one can mark it. McCary swooped on it, kicked it around his body. Hearn and East was there. East put one hand up, and he was running back with a fly to the plate. As Ryan Hearn had to sit, East put one hand up, then got another hand as well, and took a really good contested mark. And again, it was Cowan to East. So East will, on a fairly tight angle, we've got a very good angle of this from the grandstand here at the Rec Reserve in Morwell. look to get Bairnsdale's third goal, and he'll look to become Bairnsdale's second goal scorer as Ethan East puts it on its way, and he's got it through, and you can tell by the crowd there's not many here.
No, there isn't many here. I'm a bit lonely down here at the minute, actually, boys. There's no one around at all. But yeah, no, it was once again Cowan to East, and there was a really good mark. Plucked it one hand out of the sky and onto the chest, and finished off well. Them two boys, and once again probably Corey Timms off half back. There's a few others, but too little contributing today for the Bairnsdale boys.
The margin is 52 points in Moore's favour at the 14-minute mark of the third quarter. Mutual over the top to Berkeley McFarlane, no push in the back, shuffled forward. McKeon works Jareth off the ball, can't gather, falls out the back to Pullen, takes on his opponent, turnover, ends up in the hands of Callaway, running through centre half forward, kicks inside to the pocket. McDonald puts a hand up, almost brings it down, tries to sock it off the boot, can't bring it back, and it dribbles out for a boundary throw-in just on the wrong side of the behind post, and about a metre round from goal in favour of Moore. Great work through the middle there was Hillier. Handball over the top, release Callaway, running through centre half forward as Bairnsdale have put a little bit of pressure on, but can they sustain it? Gilroy hammers it from the hands of Ricky Tatnall. Tatnall, what a goal! What Tatnall might be appealing for, but Hillier is reminiscent in the family, out of the family. Now he's back in again. He's back in. Sharked the ball out of the hands of Tatnall, who was in the goal square, and sockers the ball off the ground. Great goal, Tyler Hillier.
I'm not sure you're giving it too much airtime with that, boys. I walked past him before and he goes, "Did you get me goal, boys? Did you get it? The one we got earlier?" So I reckon we've given him a little bit too much airtime, boys. It's going to go to his head like his uncle.
Yeah, that Uncle Rod of his.
58-point margin in Moore's favour, 15-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scored with Moore 13-5, Bairnsdale 3-7.
Back in the middle, Siddle gets the luck work against Gilroy, who taps it down. Tatterson is in there as well, and just rips it out of his opponent. Gave it to Callaway, who gave it to McFarlane. Rosado, the chain of handball, ends up in Anderson, delivery to McDonald. Pristine football from the Tigers. That's as good as you'll see anywhere in the competition, and I mean that because that was very clean and clinical. It started from Tatterson, the chain of handballs. Well, you'd say it from the best in MAFRA.
Very sleek ball movement. As McDonald puts the ball on the boot for his fifth. Can he work it back? Yes, he can. McDonald has 5. He's kicked 3 in this term and has kicked 4 out of the last 5 Morwell goals. Just as Ethan East gets one back for Bairnsdale, Hillier and now McDonald in quick succession for Moore. Get it back out, 64 points.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm hoping that we've been giving Moore enough credit. They've been fantastic, haven't they? I know we've put Bairnsdale down a few times because they're actually playing for something, but Moore have been absolutely fantastic today.
That's a 64-point margin in Moore's favour on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 17-minute mark, third quarter.
Absolutely agree with you, Nathan. I think the way they've played today, they've looked very, very handy, and they've had a crack at the right of the coalface, as you call it. And again, GF gave it to Rosado, and Tatterson, this man's on fire. He's all on his own as well. Delivered to McDonald again, who's on fire. Talk about McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. This is your quarter, Brandon McDonald. He's got 5. He's too far out to score. Kicks it to the hot spot. Linton will go up. Good spoil in the end. Down at ground level, Corey Timms tries to stay in as Hillier shuns him to the ground with a strong Hillier tackle. And we're going to boundary throw in 3 metres around from the point post. The margin, 64 points in favour of the Tigers, who have only won 2 games leading into today's game. Ball back into play. Rosado again. Handballs backwards to Linton. Put his teammate Anderson on a little bit of pressure. And a free kick against Tatterson will go in the way of Braden Radford for the Bairnsdale side. In his defensive 50 is Radford. Kicks it out towards the wing direction. Looking for East. Goes up. Can't mark it. Front and square there was Albanese. Gets around 1. Then just coughs it up. Holding the ball. Advantage was paid to Steele, who took on 1 or 2 and 3. Now he has a bounce and he's ran too far. Well, I'm not sure about that, but he did. He got a steal. As McFarlane kicks into the man on the mark, and Kenny just steals it. He goes directly in the middle of the ground. Marks there by Halford. who gets it inside forward 50. It's one-on-one. The umpire just shepherded the leading Braden McCary, and he wasn't happy. And James Jacobson comes in and marks and kicks it to Albanese.
The kick was a bit too slow as well. It just allowed Albanese to get, or Jacobson to get in behind as well. Albanese from centre half back goes straight to centre half forward. Flying in from the side there was Tatnall.
Free kick to McDonald.
McDonald gets a free kick for a push out. Centre half forward goes inside 50. Has Callaway over the back. Great spoil at the front from George. Has to go and get it. Gets his own ball. Handballs back to Corbett. Tackled by Callaway. Hurry kick outside defensive 50. Marked by East. Plays on quickly and releases out and finds Ryan Halpert on centre wing in front of the grandstand here. Going towards the ball line end of the ground. Marked by McCary. In front of Quinn. His kick inside the corridor. Finds Corbett. Corbett goes to centre half forward for the first gamer in Fulton. Drops what he should have taken. Great tackle by Giath. Holding the ball, says the umpire, as Giath gets a nice tackle. Turnover. Set a good ball inside the centre square. Great call, Dale. He has 8th disposal for Giath. Goes out wide to Grinstead Jones. Half-back flank. Chips one over the top to Hillier. Inside the corridor. Plays on quickly. Takes on Fulton and beats him. Now he goes inside 50. McDonald sets himself. Brings the ball to ground. McFarlane there. Bumped off the ball strongly. Going there is Radford. Releases again. Bit of a hit and hope. Great work there by Callum McKean. Marking on the stretch. And releases to the half-forward flank. Looking for his teammate there in Steele. But equal to the task is Ryan Hearn. Sees the ball over. Down his own half-forward flank for Bairnsdale.
Nathan, on rare occasion, they kick it inboard, Bairnsdale on that occasion, and nearly worked out for him, but you'd like to see a little bit more of that.
Oh, you definitely would. They got absolutely nothing to lose. Was it McCary?
McCann, yep.
McCann took the mark out here, and he actually looked inboard and hit it back inboard really quickly. And when you're down by this far, you may as well take a risk. What are you going to lose by 80 points, or are you going to lose by 60 points? That's the way I'd look at it, and try and hit some of them inboard and try and get some run and just, try and create something.
Yep, exactly right. They trail by 64 points, and we're 21 and a half minutes into this third quarter. Around the ground, have we got any update at all out of the Sam Skinner game? I know you were watching that early on, Troy.
I was. The Giants have won by about 5 goals in the end. Just waiting on an update to see how he went.
Great little kick up to himself was Charles Mean. He did the old Gaelic football style kick up off the ground. It had popped up to him, and he put it on its way. It was a minor score in the end. Paul.
3-8-26 Bairnsdale on McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. MORWELL 14-5-89. We're at the 21-minute mark of the third quarter.
Kicking out a fullback. Great kick. Found Siddle. He can chip it over the top to Paddy McGrath, who can mark in a half-back flank and run. He's got space. He kicks it to the half-forward line. Good one to Musil. Just landed at his toes, though. Tatnall's gone back now. Now he picks it up, drops it. He has to handball back to a teammate in George. He goes further afield backwards to Timms, who marks in the defensive back pocket. Do you look inboard? Do they look to dare and come in that way, or switch it? And they decide to switch. Goes out wide there to Kenny. Marks it, chips it over the top to Cowan. Defensive back pocket now for the Redlegs. Cowan kicks it to half back out there. Robertson dropped the mark that he should have taken. And he has to go again. Working hard out there is Rosado. Robinson does well, slips over. Ball goes over now. And we've got a boundary throw in. It's getting a little bit dark. Wouldn't mind seeing the lights get turned on here at the MORWELL Rec Reserve. As the Tigers lead at 14-5-89. Bairnsdale 3-8-26. That's on your McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Round the guys for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. 3-quarter time. Gippsland Power trailed now by 3 points. It's 44-41.
As Suter gave it to Tatterson. Tatterson runs for 30 and he hits up Corey Timms. Just got pushed as he kicked it, did Tatterson, and Timms was able to read it a little bit better. The kick coming out, that was a poor one. It was McGrath who won for the Tigers to Giath, goes inboard to Tatterson, who Tatnall just gave him one in the ribs as he took the mark. And Suter comes in to remonstrate with Musil on Tatnall, and the umpire said, it's okay. He's a man, he can stand up. As Tatterson tries to get his 7th rib from the left to the right.
There's Tatnall holding the right wrist as well after...
Well, he must have hit him pretty hard then. Okay.
More players remonstrating with Tatnall as well.
Luke just looked at the replay, not much in it at all. There's Ryan Tatterson, 23-minute mark. Ryan Tatterson has one goal.
Suited by himself right at the score.
48 metres, puts it on its way, starts left. There's no breeze out there at all. Nathan Scarra to go through, minor score.
It's fine.
Okay.
Fine down.
Sounds the game. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Australia's most popular baristas. To tell you what, they'll be more popular if they deliver one to us.
Absolutely. They would be right at the top of the list if they're not already.
The Tigers lead by 64 points now.
Robinson gets a stray. Was that like a fierce bump?
Yeah, and he could be out as Gilroy is very concerned for his health. Trying to wave the trainer. He comes on now to go straight across to the other side, but he just pops up. And he goes back down his haunches. So the ball still comes back into play. Gilroy, nice little tap over the top there to Fulton. Kicked it to half forward. Picking it up, handle in the middle. McCary, Gillian close. And just McCary just gave up. And he gave up the football as well. I don't think I've ever seen that on a footy field. Hillier kicked it inside 50 to McFarlane. McFarlane's chipped it over the top to Scott, who marks. No, he drops it as he was diving forward. And Timms now has it in his hands outside the 50 for the Redlegs. Gets around one or two. Chips it back inboard. Marking that one back there is Hamilton for the Redlegs. Back in the middle, Braden McCary. Was he shocked that Tyler stole the footy from him?
He gave up.
Or he gave up.
He gave up.
Wow. Okay.
And the trainer, I give up.
Is the runner going out there?
He goes, it's raining on you.
You can't do that, Nathan. Footy in the middle in hands of Coward, who kicks it out wide to Tatnell. He marks at his half-forward line, handballs back to the run of McCary, who's back in the game. Kicks it towards the pocket. That's a nice kick. Over the top, though, of his head of Halford. He gets it and puts it to the boundary line. Over it goes. Well, you talk about downhill skiers on a day like today.
Have you noticed, boys, how much harder they run forward?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. We noticed that a little bit last week, and it's a hard, it's a mental thing, isn't it? As coming off the ground now is Robinson, who just caught one earlier, and now he get a rest. Hillier again. He received a handball from Anderson. He got under the boot, did Hillier. McDonald comes up to meet it. George does well with a handball to McCary. Again, Rosado. He's been strong and he's been tough. Hillier got driven into the ground. No free kick. George goes again. Rosado, relentless pressure. Put a strong tackle, and George and Rosado are going to go on with it. On centre wing, there's not much in this game. That could be the most exciting thing. It's 64 points the margin, and George wants to have a go at Rosado, who's been one of Mercedes-Benz best on-ground performer. Meanwhile, Ethan East says, I've got a free kick, I'm just going to watch the fight.
Quick kick out of the back there. That was a mark. As you're right, that has been the only exciting thing for the day, as East, a long way out, kicks from 55, hangs it out to the right. It's going to fall short as well. Flying from the front was Vickery. Can't bring it down, and players will see this out for a boundary, throwing 5 metres around from Bairnsdale's goal. Now, coming up on three-quarter time, 26 and a half minutes gone.
That George goes at it pretty hard. Rosado goes at it 3 times harder. That was an interesting one. That one, I like it.
Yeah. We'll call it even. That's out.
Yep, that round. Yeah, wait for round 2.
Into the corridor, Siddle tries to poke it forward. McFarlane has been good this quarter. Kicks the ball out with a barrel. McDonald, you know, he runs straight lines, sees the ball out.
No.
In front of him. And goes out for a boundary throwing. It did come off boots as players were appealing, but the boot was over the boundary line already.
George is getting a little bit angry. and Rosado gives him one as well as he jumps back. Ball comes back into play. Over the back was Gilroy. Taps it towards McKeon. Handball to Tatnell, who then got tackled and then gave away a free kick. No, he didn't. He dragged down his opponent. What he called. No. Working hard at ground level with Radford. Football pops out. Anderson and Coward. East is in there. Got one over the shoulder. The umpire said free kick. No advantage. Comes back to Ethan East.
Must say though, as the throwing goes, Nick George fight was the only fight I've seen in a Bairnsdale Redlegs player this game.
Absolutely, as Ethan East will have a shot after the siren, the three-quarter time siren has sounded. He'll have to kick this a good 55, 56 metres.
Link Robinson putting a jacket on as well.
Well, that doesn't look good either, as Ethan East will come in. Robinson has 2 goals, Ethan East has 1. Looking to get the second. Chewy on the boot call. He's gone the barrel, and it's gone 59 metres, but not enough as the last line of fence. And have you ever heard Chewy on your boot? As the final throw, the three-quarter time siren went.
It was a Peppa Pig.
It was a Peppa Pig. As Morwell 14-6-90, lead Bairnsdale 3-8-26.
Joel Suda in the World Camp said we've got to fight about it. Boys has been fantastic. We've had a really long season. Let's get some reward for it today.
Well, we're going to get to some of the key stat winners, but individually it is very one-sided, lopsided. The final quarter is about to get underway. Troy's got all the scores for us as well in a moment. Gilroy up against Musil. Gilroy hit it down. Corbett was there, so was Brian for the Redlegs. Kicked it to half forward where Halford was there, in the front spot. This is a better build-up from Bairnsdale. Kick goes inside 50. East pushed his opponent out. Good work by Kennedy. He handballed backwards there. Was it to Callaway, who kicked to Taddison, who's under a bit of pressure. It was Jacobson in the end. Suda goes well, picks it up, handballs it out, has to go again to Suda, and he got pinged for holding the footy. And it will go in the way of Braden Radford. No, now it's going to go of Chumpy Pullen. I think it is. It's Pullen, a long way out. Put it on its way towards the hot spot. Musil Sport, the footballs that come in. It was 2-1 in the end. And we have a minor score to open up the final quarter on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard.
That's 3-9-27. Bairnsdale, Morwell leading by 63 points.
Giath marked from the kick-in his back pocket. Now he kicks it out towards the Siddle direction, and Hamilton, Timms is there, couldn't mark it. Anderson tried to crash his way through, he did well, and then Hamilton just sat on him. Key stat winners Paul Carter in that quarter, thanks to Gippsland Mercedes.
Curry Giath had 9, also Ryan Taddison 9, Tyler Hillier 9 for Morwell, Zach Anderson another 5.
As ball up occurs, half forward flank build up for Bairnsdale. Good work by Suda, he's been great. Handball back to Taddison, kicks it high towards half forward Timms. Strong mark on McDonald. And obviously Corey Timms has some fans in the grandstand because the 4 people in here love him. Timms kicks it down, nice mark, reaching for it close to the boundary line was Radford, comes in board, that's a better kick. Found Brian in the middle from 54 metres, unloads, no one in the goal square, it's going back, it's going, I think it's a good start for the Redlegs, it is, as Tom Bryan unloaded from 53 metres and it went through, and that's the way you start the final quarter when you've had a shocking day.
Yeah, it definitely is, and they have come out with a little bit more enthusiasm and intensity. Bairnsdale, it's all too little too late, but at least they've come out and they've shown a bit in the first 2 or 3 minutes that we've had here.
And the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard sees Morwell leading by 57 points, 2 minutes until the final turn. Morwell 14-6-90 to Bairnsdale 4-9-33.
That's around the ground scores.
Carbon on Furniture Gippsland. Bendigo Pioneers have just kicked another goal, lead by 13 points midway through the final term against Gippsland Power.
Big kick in the middle, goes towards half forward. McCary meets it, gave it to Cowan, took on the tackler in Suda. Cowan now from 54 metres, goes to east direction, couldn't mark it, stands up, Hearn puts some pressure on. He handballs backwards there to Halford, gets around on the boundary line, the check side kept it skiddy and a minor score. Troy, continue with your around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture.
Mattress 79 leading Druin 23, and Mully have hit the front against Sale, lead by 7 points.
Big game there. Second and third up for grabs. Third and fourth, I should say, up for grabs. As the Tigers under pressure, Ethan East with a strong tackle, and the advantage, will it be played to Cowan? I think it might be over the...
No, it's not.
Well, it should have been, but anyway, Good tackle, Ethan East on the poor kick-in. It was from the Tigers. So for the first time this afternoon, Bairnsdale looked to get 2 goals in a quarter. Yes, I was going to say in a row, but more importantly, 2 goals in a quarter. As Ethan East has been a good contributor for this Bairnsdale side for Gippsland Mercedes.
Just gone 3/4 time, Moe Sale. It's Moe 10-6-66, leading Sale 8-9-57.
The big one in South Gippsland. We're going to score there. They're a little bit behind, aren't they? As Ethan East puts it on its way, and for the first time in this game of football, they got 2 goals in a quarter, and that makes Ethan East with his 2nd goal as well.
Are you going to keep going, mate? You all got me to go.
Hey, you all, mate.
Well done, yeah. Ethan East, how good's he been up forward? He started down back last week when we seen him at Traralgon, and he was fantastic. They put him in the ruck at half time, and he was really good then. And today, everywhere he's been fantastic again. So he's a really good player, and he's one that, you know, I'm sure they wish they had a few of, but he can hold his head high today.
Bairnsdale now go to 5-10-40 on the Turnbulls Gippsland score. They trail by 50 points. More 14-6-90.
Nathan, if you can, just check out if Robinson has done for the day as well. He did look to injure himself just on 3/4 time, so interesting to see if they're just down to 1 Bairnsdale. Taddison again from the middle. It was a handball from Musil. Taddison kicked it towards half forward. Scott leads the chase, gathers it nicely, handballs over the top there to Cantrell. Kicks it towards the Linton direction. Good strong tackle on that occasion from Tatnell. And he is rewarded with a throw, Ricky Tatnell. Where's this effort going? Yeah, exactly. They've kicked 2 goals in the opening 5 minutes of play. Their pressure's been good. Their tackling's great. Their kicking's been terrible. Yeah, that was a poor execution as well, as Tatnell kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Musil comes in board to Suter.
He's been good, hasn't he?
He has been very good. Suter, chiseling pass, finds Anderson, a strong mark, allowed to play on through centre forward. That's a beautiful pass to the leading McDonald. Coming out from the goal square, marks 30 metres out directly in front. As he just pointing out, I think Robertson there. All changed.
He copped knocked to the head boards. They're just going to...
Oh, that was the one on the outer side.
Yeah.
Good call. So he's done. That means they're down to 1. As Brandon McDonald, he has 5 this afternoon for the Tigers directly in front. He's trying to get it come back from left to right, and he can't do so. It's a minor score at the 5.5 minute mark.
Ball now 14-7-91 on the Turnbulls Gippsland scoreboard. Bairnsdale 5-10-40.
Netball is all done and dusted here at the Morwell Rec Reserve as well. We hope to get some scores for you there to let you know how Bairnsdale and the Tigers went on the netball front. This kick out from full-back, and they've called a free kick against Bairnsdale as a throw, and it will go to Zach Cantrell for the Tigers, 60 metres out. As Cantrell kicks it inside 50, McDonald's the target again. He's going to get the free kick as he just stopped and propped on his lead, and that's a hard one for a defender. You got your eyes on the ball, but the forward stops in front of you, and the hand's directly in the back, and he gets a free kick. As McDonald, he has been very lively, and I think someone mentioned it earlier, they haven't got too many weak links this afternoon, the Tigers. It will be very hard for our best on-ground performer for Gippsland, for Mercedes-Benz Gippsland.
What's going on?
The umpire just...
Someone come too close to the mark.
And they've said go away.
Corey Tibbs was doing his shoelace up.
So they've said go away, not pay 50. So McDonald, for a second attempt, from 45, does he rectify his mistake from earlier on? He does, and he has 6 goals this afternoon, does Brandon McDonald, and the margin now is out to 57 points.
How good's he been, boys? He could have had 10, I reckon, easily. A few marks in the first quarter that he dropped. He's competed all day. He's looked fantastic. How good is he on a lead? He's so quick, and he's got nice hands out in front.
And the Turnbulls Gippsland scoreboard sees Morwell 57 points ahead at the 7-minute mark of the last quarter, 15-7-97 to Bairnsdale 5-10-40.
We haven't had many big moments of the games. They are brought to you by Monticello's this afternoon, and the big moment is Bairnsdale dropping out, I think, of contention for the finals race now. You'd think they're going to go 3 games behind the top 5.
You could say a big moment has been their 3 injuries, leaving only 1 rotation on the bench, but it's been their non-existent presence out there for the good part of 3 quarters as Gilroy knocks it forward. Gee, that's the great work. Gets the hands free, releases McFarlane. His handball forward to Anderson, bounces in front. Pressure comes from Bairnsdale. We'll see a ball up just inside the centre square in Morwell's half. Centre half forward. There's been all Tigers in this game. As Gilroy again knocks it forward. Should be a free kick there to Anderson as Corbett just a bit overzealous in the attempt to gather the ball. Anderson handles back to Suter. Suter inside 50. McDonald again. Cops one around the ear. No free kick. And a releasing pass there from Bairnsdale ends up in the hands of Mean. Mean goes forward and again McCarry went over his head and he just gave up again.
Well, as you say it, Mikey.
Well, Weatherall kicked it back, but it's going to come back in. Hamilton goes it backwards towards Mean again. He goes forward this time, Mean. Goes in towards the direction there of East, who can't mark. Here's McCary. Does he swoop on it? He does. He handballs backwards now to McCann. McCann on half forward. Gets it out towards his East. That was East opponent as well. Kicks it towards the Hospots. 3-on-1 back there. The Tigers are back there. Quinn can have it, and he can run out and kick it towards Giath, or kick it over his head and let him run under it. Cowan closes for Bairnsdale. Giath puts a strong tackle on and then gets a footy. Great work by Quay Giath. Delivers inboard beautifully to Hillier, who can swing around. He's going to kick it over the top of the direction of Callaway it is. Great work there by Timms to duck the head though, and Callaway put a strong tackle on. Sometimes when you got the football and you duck your head, that's your prior opportunity, boys. Yeah. He was lucky to get away with one, I think. As we're going to ball up inside forward 50 for the Tigers. As this game is all done, Hillier slips over, then gets crunched at ground level. He's got the foot, he's going to be pinged for holding the ball. As great work by Matt Corbett. Free kick. Corbett comes wide. Nice lead up by Cowan. Marks on the half-back flank. Wheels around quickly. Looking for Fulton. Bounces in front of him. Goes back and gets it. Quinn puts the pressure on. Works him, worries him out of it. Quinn still keeps the ball in play. Kept his feet well. He did. Pretty quick too, hasn't he, guys? There's good contest between the two young fellas there, Quinn and Fulton. Boundary throwing 70 metres around from Bairnsdale's goal. Gilroy and Musil. Musil at the front. Gilroy over the back. Taps it to no one in particular. Fulton tackles straight away. Handballs forward. Finds Mean. Mean smothered. Tackled. That's going to be too high. Goes away with Matt Corbett for Bairnsdale. Pepper Pig, very aggressive.
Pepper Pig just roasted him.
Pepper Pig had the chewy on the boot and couldn't get low enough. Corbett goes inside 50 to the pocket. East works to the front. Turn over the back, gets a fist on it. Jacobson looks to find Rosado. He gets worried out of it as well. Albanese. Taken off there is Albanese. And he'll win a free kick. Plays on quickly to Jacobson. Looking for a runner. Has one outside. Out wide in McGrath. Doesn't get to him though. McDonald. Again running straight lines. Can't gather. Falls out to Linton. Linton handballs back to Gia. Ducks inside an opponent. Running play through Jacobson. Ducks easily inside Hamilton. Goes inside 50. Tatterson works to the front. Can't get his hands on it. Contest to Cantrell. Tackled by George. And we'll see a ball up directly in front. 35 metres out from Morwell's goal. As just as easy as you like. Jacobson 1, 2, 3 possessions through the middle.
McDonald takes the ruck work. Can't get cleared out. Bairnsdale looked to run under through Mean, but Suter picks it off. Gave it to McFarlane. His handball back to Giath. Gets around one. Tries to get a handball out. Now he gets a boot to ball. Just McFarlane's there. Twisting. Gets a foot on it towards Hillier direction. Top of the 50. Closing quickly there was Kenny. A handball over the top. The Gritty Pig tried to run under it. He goes again. The second and third effort by Grimstein Jones was good, but he was called throwing the football, and the free kick will go to Kenny, and that's Andrew Kenny for Bairnsdale. 12 and a half minutes gone, final quarter. It's the Tigers by 57. That's correct. 57 points more will lead Bairnsdale by in this round 11 clash at Morwell Rec Reserve as Gilroy marks and chips it over the top. Great work by Brian to save the day there. Kicks out wide, does Brian towards Tim's direction and McDonald. Timms does well, stands up, lost the footy. Out the back, good work by Cantrell. Running onto it though is McKeon. Has a bounce on centre wing. Loses it, gets it back, still runs, then delivers a football to McCary. Puts one hand up, doesn't get it. Handball again, Weatherall. Over the top to Jacobson. Picked off though by Callum McKeon. slips off and over, legged, free kick will go to Callum McKeon.
Getting dark. Can you boys see out there?
No, it is a little bit dark here at the MORWELL Reserve. Clouds have rolled in. Troy Makepeace on TOFM.
McKeon gets... everyone was unsure as to where that free kick was going. It is in favour of Callum McKeon. He's 80 metres from goal on the boundary on the outer side. Hugs the boundary, looking for a nice lead in east. Cutting across the front nicely is Taylor Weatherall. Will see the ball out for a boundary throw-in 40 metres around from goal.
A couple of live check scores for you for Harvey Norman Furniture in the Gippsland League. Moe 11-7-73. Leading Sale 8-9-57. They're kicking clear there.
Still getting waiting on an update for the Lee and Gather trial game. Still only have the half-time scores, as is Woggle at 7-9-51 leading Wonthaggi 1-3-9. Boundary throwing inside, Bairnsdale's forward 50. East works it to the front. Quick kick forward. Marking in front there is Taylor Weather in front of McKelly. And he'll relieve pressure. He's looking to the near side. Chips one over the top. Nice pass to Hearn. Crouches down on one knee to take the mark. Releases out wide to Albanese. Marks on the half-back flank near the boundary. Looking inboard as they have done all day. Nice work by Hearn. As easy as you like. He was the one that kicked it out to Albanese. Now back into Grinstead Jones. Through the corridor. His kick's going to fall short of Cantrell. Beats them all. Moves all over the back. Ducks inside Gilroy. Centre half forward. Goes towards the pocket. Leading Patterson out of the goal square. Looks really strong. Really hard to match up on when he's resting up forward after he's done his work through the middle. And Patterson will line up for goal from about 35 metres out on a slight angle.
Ryan Patterson's stats for today.
This is disposal number 26.
26, and he's got quite a few of those.
The one goals as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Patterson from 40 metres out, slight angle on its way. I think he likes it. He puts it straight over the goal umpire's head, and the margin gets out over 60 now.
And how good is it, boys, if you're a forward, just that ball movement through the middle parts of the ground. On top of going through the middle, it's quick ball movement, isn't it? It's not like they're going inboard, coming back off their mark. It's all run and carry through the middle part of the ground, which for a forward, you get him there quick from there, you can lead anywhere. So he's been fantastic, Patterson again.
And the Trinibles Gippsland scoreboard finds Morwell 64 points ahead, 15 minutes into the final term. They are 16-703 to Bairnsdale 5-10-40.
Margin back to what it was at three-quarter time. Newsall got up. Patterson again now. He's been back in the middle. Just lost the football there. McKeon's been good. Handball's over the top to Bryan from 49 now. Bryan has a shot on goal. Goes to the goal line. Vickery goes up and marks in the goal square. And we'll go back directly in front and we'll put it through. And I guess at the end of the day,
I don't know how much Moore's taken the foot off the pedal, but I'm livid as a Bairnsdale coach to see this sort of effort in the last quarter, and this was non-existent for three quarters.
Well, it's just outside the square. You're exactly right. If he puts this through, Vickery, it'll be 3-1 in this final quarter, and he missed it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Wow.
You can't not kick that.
Well, the guy on the mark was probably 7 metres out. Obviously, you give a couple of metres to kick the football. You're kicking 12, 15 metres at best. And no angle at all. And he's missed it. Paul Carter, Turnbull, Gippsland scoreboard.
It's Morwell 16-703, Bairnsdale 5-11-41, and that's the 17-minute mark in the last quarter.
Weatherall's mongrel punt goes outside 50.
And how many of these
He'll get it. And now the advantage is paid as Rosado ran through the middle. Handball to Patterson. He's got grass in front of him. He takes it. The bounce didn't come back to him. It doesn't matter because he runs to 45 and he's going to dribble it through. The Gippsland Live player of the day. It was ugly, but they went coast to coast and the Tigers get another one.
I'm off. You there, boys?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to miss him there for a bit. Yeah, that was unreal from Patterson. I've said it time and time again, just a run through the middle part of the ground. They've just done it exactly the same as what they did the last one. Patterson was on his left foot as well.
Yep.
Left foot around the corner from 50, just dribbles it through. That was awesome as well.
And the Turnbulls Gippsland scoreboard finds Morwell now 69 points ahead at the 17-minute mark of the final term. 17-7-109, Bairnsdale 5-11-41.
Back in the middle they go. Oh, strong tackle from Rosado on on the first game of Blake Fulton, but to his credit, he bounced back up and got straight back into the game. Welcome to seeing your footy, Blake.
He's had a few now, boys, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's got the hard.
he has, but you know what? He looks good. I don't mind him. He has a crack and he doesn't give up. No. You can't say that about all of them.
No, exactly right. As knocked forward in favour of Rosado.
There he goes again.
Goodbye, Fulton.
Yep.
Good work. Creates a turnover. Tim's his handball is too hot there for Kenny. Tackle on, was that Albanese?
Kenny's working like he's working in a cubicle, boys.
Is that Scheisenhausen or is that okay? He's working well.
No, he's working well.
Oh, that's good.
In a toilet block.
All right.
Kenny.
That's all right. No, it just didn't clearance there. I went down the other line.
Turned over from Hearn, picked up by Corbett, kick forward, working back there is Hilliard, leaves it behind, so does McCary, fierce tackle inside 50, comes out to McCary, handball on to Cowan, easy as you like, goal for Bairnsdale, but this game is well and truly over, has been for a long time, as Cowan trudges his way back to the centre of the ground after getting a goal.
Yeah, and there's not a heap we can say, boys, about Bairnsdale that we haven't already said. It's just they run forward really well, they just don't defend hardly at all. And he's one Cowan who can hold his head up high. He's been pretty good most of the day. He has a crack.
And on the Turnbull's Gippsland score, it's now 63-point margin in Moore's favour, 17-7-109. Bairnsdale 6-11-47. We're coming up to the 20-minute mark in the final quarter.
Well, just trying to get a bit of an update for us on our Blake watch. The first game here, Blake Fulton, and the first game over in Leongatha for the year in Blake Van Roy. I think Fulton might have his measure, actually, from information that I'm getting from my spies. That goes backwards. The Tigers have got numbers there. It is Grinny Pig who overruns it, then taps it out in the direction of Jacobson, who does nice. To Suter. He handballs back to Jacobson as the rain starts to fall again at Morwell. It doesn't matter, the Tigers lead by 63 points. They go forward again. This time it is Tatnell out there. It's getting very dark on the outer wing. It's hard to see. The kick goes forward. Vickery will fly. Had the spoil. At ground level, Anderson does well. Squeezed a handball to Suter. He got it out the direction of Musil. Keeps his feet, does Musil. Ball pops around. Weatherall. Now Suter drops the shoulder. Did he get one of those? Yep, he does one of those professional free kicks. He played on quickly. Handballs out the back to Green Jones. Nice kick to Callaway on half-back flank for the Tigers.
Callaway wheels around on the right boot. Nice strong lead up from McDonald.
Played well.
He has played very well. He's kicked 6. He goes to half forward. Scott leaves it behind. Giath leading the race. Tim's trying to put the pressure on. Giath keeps his feet nicely over the ball. Kenny there as well, as is me. And we'll have the ball up for 55 metres out from goal. With 45 to go on. Well, that's from Bairnsdale's goal.
The thing about McDonald too is he leads and presents up the ground. Like we've seen him up around the wing on a number of occasions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as a midfielder, that's what you want.
Anderson releases Rosado, goes forward to McDonald, handballs inboard to Suter. Suter Anderson chips one over the top. McFarlane has Jacobson there as well. Jacobson leaves us for McFarlane, spins around on the right boot, goes towards goal. McFarlane, that is your Gippsland line goal of the day.
That is the best goal that a McFarlane's kicked on this ground. I'll give you the tip. Great goal from Berkeley.
Yeah, that was fantastic. A beautiful snap from about 40 metres out. That's what it looks like from here anyway on the ground level. Yeah, but 15. His old man can only kick 15. So, but yeah, that was brilliant again. I tell you, there's one bloke we haven't spoken about a lot. I know a lot of more players are playing well, but Dan Musil in the ruck today, he's been fantastic. His follow-up work and ground level balls has been as good as anyone, and he's a ruckman.
And on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard, Moore leading by 69 points, 22-minute mark last quarter, 18-7 from Bairnsdale 6-11.
I know it's been a bit of a bleak year for the Tigers. This will be a good win in season 2018, but surely they could spend some money on electricity. I know Hazelwood's closed, but we want to see some lights on out here again from the middle. Giath, great work. Anderson, the Gritty Pig. He let it slip through the fingers and he had to go again. Little tap up by Gilroy on Mean. Giath was gang tackled by Corbett and Mean. And again, we've got a stoppage on centre wing. We're going to ball up. A couple of cars starting to get their lights on the ground just to give us a bit of a hand on the outer wing here at Morwell Rec Reserve. Good to see. Thank you very much. From the stoppage, good work by Suda. Gave it to Hillier. Delivery inside 50. McDonald will go high. Can't quite mark it. It gets over the back. Foot race now. Great work by Callum McKeon. He is the quickest out there.
He's lightning.
And we could just about get every car to put their lights on. We've got about 50% at the moment. We need a few more, and we'll just about have the best lighting set up here in Gippsland without a doubt. As the margin is out to 69 points. It is all but done. 23 minutes of the final quarter. And a tough afternoon for the Redlegs. From the stoppage, Cowan swooped on it. Couldn't quite get a handball away. Pops out now. Good handball by Callaway. Put Hillier under pressure, and he was tackled quickly. And the ball up. Quick around the ground checks. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland Stores. Troy Makepeace.
Yeah, Moe leading Sale by 9 points late in the final. Really big upset.
Hillier.
Out to Hillier.
Oh, no.
Stop it! What did he do then?
He's just done the big double collar.
Well, he looks like an absolute flog out there, he does. Get him off. He's not part of my family, I'll give you the tip.
Was he just pointing?
I think he just gave a wave to Mum, I think. I think Mum Sue might be sitting in the grandstand and said, well done, son!
He would have gone to the car, and he's just turned to Nathan at ground level and pointed to him.
What a wanker.
Tyler Hillier gets his third of the afternoon. And the spray from the commentary.
And that takes Moore to a 75-point lead, 24-minute mark. Firing can't be too far away. On the Turnbulls, Gippsland scored 19-7 to 6-11.
Back in the middle, handball comes out. Cowan was in there on the centre wing. Rosado closes. He's been chasing all afternoon. Kicks towards now. We know he's got some wheels. Halford. Has done a hammy. Chasing Halford. That's what you don't want at the 24-minute mark. As we're inside forward 50 for the Redlegs. Oh, that's a strong tackle. That's holding the ball. Radford. Well, Giath was chasing the quick wheels of Ryan Halford and hamstring, and he's getting helped up by the trainers. He'll come straight off the ground. Coy Giath. Disappointing.
He's been very good today.
Oh, he's been great
And then to do it, maybe a minute to go in the game?
Yep. For Mercedes-Benz this afternoon, he's been fantastic, as has this guy, Brandon McDonald, who has 6 goals. Chips it over the top to Rosado. He's been good too. I think we've just about mentioned every player. Rosado chips one over the top. Cantrell close to the boundary line. He missed it. Goes out of bounds on the full. 25.5 minutes gone. The siren not far away, Troy.
Sale have got a goal as well in the game against Moe. 3-point margin.
Thriller down there at Ted Summoner Reserve.
Ball goes inside 50. Vickery handles out to Cowan from 45. Great smother by Rosado. Jacobson gathers. Ducks inside Cowan. Handballs to McFarlane. Drops the left shoulder. Handballs back out wide to Rosado. Over the top to Suda. Inboard to Weatherall. Back to Suda. Drops the ball, leaves it behind. Here's handball to Cantrell. He was a little bit too right. That was Albanese, so he linked up with.
Joel Suda's had 12 disposals, 2 kicks and 10 handballs this quarter.
This quarter. Gee whiz. Effort. It's a huge final quarter.
By Suda. Boundary throwing. Half-forward flank for Bairnsdale. There's Gilroy. Tries to knock it forward. Gets nutmegged when on the return ball. Picked up by Halford.
Careful shaking.
Cowan gets the ball to the top of the square. McCarry works to the front. Quinn gets a fist in there. McCarry can't cover. Good work back there by Weatherall. Not Weatherall, it was Kennedy. And seeing the ball locked in there for a ball up directly in front, 30 metres out from goal.
I feel it's just got a little bit lighter out there, Troy. We can see a little bit better. Appreciate the support.
It's the lights, absolutely.
Albanese from the stoppage over to Hearn, who tapped it over to McGrath. Nicely done back there, Jacobson. Gets a handball further afield. McFarlane's done well. Another great handball back to Jacobson. It was nice little neat kick to the Gritty Pig. Kicks it out wide. Kennedy has it. Can mark in his defensive 50. Not long to go. Jump in at any stage, Troy, with that close game over at Ted Summoner Reserve. This kick
3 points in favour of Moe still.
Gets to McDonald. Kicks it high down the wing. Anderson's the target. Over his head it goes. Gilroy's there. They're all out on their feet in this final quarter.
I think Radford's done 2 points. He's come off. I said he was, I'm not sure what he's done.
Yep.
But he looks like a left-handed voice.
Oh, well. Now that's not good either.
Just cramp.
He could have been chasing his teammate in right Halford. It is a cramp. Ball comes back into play here. 27.5 minutes. McFarlane runs onto this from the stoppage. Nice handball over the top to Scott. To Anderson. He can chip it all inboard. And Callaway has 2 bites at it. Marks on his own. He's on the boundary line. Will he look to centre it? He does. And he's going to go backwards with the centering kick. Great work by Callum McKeon. Here's the youngster in Fulton. Nice kick. Neat one in the middle. Found Chumpy Pullen, who's heading off to the slopes next week as Pullen drives it inside 50. No one back there except for Herm. Gathers it, goes backwards to Quinn, who can run it out the Tigers all the way through Jacobson.
Jacobson looks to his half-back flank, finds Linton. Linton, look at the numbers inside the corridor. There's 3 of them. Even with a missed kick, it's still going to come off. McFarlane has been very good in this last term. Comes out wide to Albanese, still on the half-back flank. Again, the numbers still in the corner. That kick's no good. Fulton there, can't gather, does really well to create a 50-50 contest. Now he goes and wins himself a free kick by putting his head over the ball.
Youngster.
That's one small positive you can take from this game, is that Blake Fulton has had his taste of senior footy. Knows what it's all about. Kick goes inside 50. No result there. Siren goes. It has been all Morwell this whole game. Bairnsdale kicked 3 in the last term to try and gain some sort of respectability. Morwell responded with 5 of their own to extend their 3/4 time margin. End up winning by 74 points in the end.
The Tigers 19-7, 121 Bairnsdale 6-11-47. Nathan Scarr